All right, we are here. We're back with episode 58.
We're alive.
We're alive. It's been almost a month. Again. But you know how it is, you know, how hard it's out there. It do be like that sometimes.
How hard it be for our chonch out here.
How difficult it can be sometimes. How are you? What have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been chonching. I've been BJing.
BJing. BJism?
I just had to go to BJ's, you know that. I just thought it'd be funny to say BJ out loud.
Yeah, because BJ is always very funny.
Because fucking, you know, Jay Bizzin.
J Bizzle, the owner of BJ's. Bay Jizzle. B Jizzle.
Oh shit, that makes me think of you. I think I ask you this all the time. You ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No. I
Fucking
only see,
watch the show.
I know.
Bitch.
I only see clips. Here's the thing. I was hoping that Always Sunny would be on Hulu, but it's not, which is weird. And I've been like watching.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, it is on Hulu.
Is
Wait.
it? Is it?
Yes, it's on Hulu.
Okay, I have to check again.
Yeah, that's where I watch it. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
Because it's FX.
Okay. I'll give it. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I guess because I've only seen clips of It's Always Sunny.
The first season's probably gonna be rough because they had no money, and that's when they first started, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's really low end.
What wasn't the thing? Was that like they were? I think Charlie Day was surprised that like he even got like a second season.
He was surprised it took off. They all kind of just were like, this is in interviews what they say. We kind of knew each other. We were all kind of friends, and we were like, we just kind of want to make a show for us, like together with us being friends, and that's how it became like that show.
Yeah.
There's probably more to it, of course. I'm probably like
how many
super
seasons?
Paraphrasing.
How many seasons are there again?
Oh, it's like 16 at this point or something.
Yeah, it's gone on longer than Supernatural, surprisingly.
Their newest season is half a season because I think of the strike or something.
Oh, yeah.
They're all also really busy trying to become other shit. But they have said multiple times in interviews that they don't want to stop Sunny. And they said like that's like the one thing that they always go back to that they know they'll have fun with.
Okay. That's good to know.
But you said I said Jay Bizzin, and you said, oh yeah, Jay Bizzin, the owner of BJ's. And oh my god, and Always Sunny, Dennis is like convincing all of them to play laser tag at this place. I don't know, it's like super fun plex or something like that or whatever. And I think the place is called like Wallabies or something. I can't remember. I don't remember. Whatever the place is, and then the guy's name is like Jay Wallaby Be Good or something. And he's like, why is he always being good? Because he has fun bucks. Anyways, it just made me think about it. It's very funny. Okay. I'm very lost on what I'm trying to say here because I can't remember the entire line, but it made me laugh a lot. I'll probably just clip it and send it to you.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing. Like, didn't Danny DeVito like join until like the second or third season?
Second season.
That was like the biggest surprise.
Actually, like, it might be the end of the first season, like maybe like last 2 episodes, something like that. Yeah, and you know what? I thought, because like before I watched the show, I had seen like he was part of it, and I was like, oh, they grabbed him because like they aren't doing good, so they were like, we have to put a star in there.
That's what it was.
But like what happened was FX was like, cool, you guys did good for season 1. We want a star. That's what they said. They said, we don't care who you get, just get a star. And then they were like, it'd be really cool to work with Danny DeVito.
And then he showed up, and they were like, holy shit, Danny DeVito.
Yeah, they legitimately were like, I don't think Danny DeVito's going to join. And Danny DeVito's daughter or son was like, heard him talking about the show, like that they wanted him in, and they were like, oh, you have to do the show. And he was like, well, they wanted me to do it. And he was like, it also looks really fun. So like, I love fun.
Yeah. He looks like a guy that likes fun.
He do be funnin'.
He do be funnin' around. So, besides Danny DeVito, what else have you done funnin' around?
Oh, what did I do?
Yes, you. We've been gone for a month, bro.
It's not been a month, liar.
I'll check. I'm gonna check
It's been like
again.
3 weeks.
No, it's been like 8.
It's not been 8 weeks. Man, what did I do?
Nice.
My bad. We can edit that in post.
No. Oh, it's 50. Yeah, 57. Did I say 58? Yeah, 57. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Anyways.
So I talked to you before about my CPU overheating.
Yeah.
And by overheating, I mean hitting pretty much the max temp it can. I undervolted it a while ago, and that fixed it. But undervolting is not a solution.
No.
It's okay to like slightly undervolt, just like overclocking. It is okay to slightly overclock. You never want to go full capacity.
Yeah.
So I've probably over or undervolted more than I should have, because I wanted to keep the temp so low. And I think the lowest I got it was like 30, almost like 28, which is still again not great. But I got a new cooler. I got the Thermal Right. It's a $60 water cooler.
Okay.
Which is like super unheard of. I think you'd have to get a Chinese brand. But I watched some videos from Nexus Gamer.
And Gamers Nexus.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna call Steve.
Is that his name?
That's his name.
Okay.
There's
another guy.
The Gamer Nexus.
There's another guy that does repairs on
yeah, I think we talked
YouTube, and his name is Steve.
Okay. Yeah, I think I collabed with something before. Anyways.
Collabed?
Yes.
Oh, them. Yeah. Yeah, so Gamers Nexus did a review, and I watched it, and he was like, it's not great, but it's really good for the price. He's like, it's not going to be the best thing. And he was like, but it does, like, I looked at the numbers that he showed, and he's like, it's not super loud, which is wrong, by the way. It is very loud. And it cools almost just as good as, like, some of the top, like, competitors that are, like, $200, $300.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, man, like that's what I'll do next month. And then I bought it this month and installed it, which did you install water cooler, or what do you have?
I have an AIO. All in
you
one.
Have an AIO. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know if AIO is different than water cool, whatever.
Well, okay. I guess time to get into the specifics. The water cooling is usually meant for like a water pump system. Is when people usually talk about water cooling. But usually AIOs are technically water cooled because they have like the liquid inside of it, inside the radiator, and like that's how it basically moves along. Okay. And then of course there's just regular fan cooling. So.
Okay, so I have an AIO. I didn't do like my own pumps. I can't do wire management. I don't trust myself doing a water pump.
Bro, every time I get interested in doing like actual water cooling, like that kind of like putting in the pipes and all that stuff, I just get like really anxious because I'm like, I know I'm gonna fuck it up. I know there's something I'm going to mess up.
Oh yeah, if I had a $3,000 computer and I was able to do the water cooling myself, and then I had an extra $3,000 just in case I broke something, then I would do it. But I don't, so I'm not doing it.
The thing that always like gets me is when they put a the water cooling shield on the graphics card, but they have to take the graphics card out of the case.
Oh, that terrifies me.
That terrifies me as well because I'm like, I spent money on that shit.
I watched how to put a backplate on because I was looking at custom backplates for like if I bought a like 4090. I was like, well, I'd like to put it's such an expensive card. I'd like it to be like the way I want it, you know? Like, so I saw like a Dragon Ball Z backplate I could put on, and I was like, how cool would that be? Not that anyone will ever see it. And then I was like, all right, how do I do this? And I looked it up, and the guy's like, so you're gonna pull this, and he's like, it sounds like it's gonna break, but you just pull it. And I was like, never mind.
Yeah.
And then they showed like, oh, you got to peel all the thermal pads on and put new ones on. And then they said, oh, you also have to like measure the thermal pad to know what the size is, which means you have to buy a specific instrument that measures thermal pads.
Yep.
Then you have to buy that size thermal pad. Then you have to put them on and make sure you put them on. It's so much.
It's so much.
And I was just like, holy shit, you guys are it's time and money, so
Mm-hmm.
consuming.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But anyway, so I put the cooler on. Did did you have any trouble putting your, because you have an AMD processor,
Mm-hmm.
and your AIO, do you have to like, when you put it on, is there anything that like you have to turn to lock it in first and then screw it in?
Oh, like little standoffs.
Yeah, there's like a metal plate for mine that I had to turn and lock
Um,
in together, and if you unturn it while it's in there, it'll just pull off. It doesn't even matter about screwing it in.
no, I don't think it was really anything like that. No, no kind of like locking mechanism. There is like I believe there is a back plate on the motherboard to
Yeah.
hold the AIO together, but I don't really think there's like any locking system because my AIO is like pretty simple, especially with the instruction manuals that it comes with.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, really, really nothing to it. Just put the back plate, put the AIO on the front, put the screws in, make sure it connects to the back plate, and that's basically it.
Okay. So the one that I bought, there's the AIO piece that like you push down onto the processor.
Mm-hmm.
It has a metal bracket that you have to put onto the AIO itself,
Yeah.
lock it into place. It does not lock, by the way. It just slides into place. There's no lock.
Okay.
So this piece that's going to go onto the bracket um is sitting there, and I put all the thermal paste and I pressed it down and I screwed it in, and then I let my hands go, and because of the way it was turned, the cords itself that's attached to the top of the radiator
Mm-hmm.
going into the CPU part, it pulls itself the other way and unlocked and pulled off the CPU, and twist mounting it to the bracket didn't do anything. It's not. So basically you have to put it in one way, uh which is the opposite way I put it in, or else it's going to untwist itself. It's very weird. I know it sounds super weird.
Yeah, that sounds really weird. That's what I'm
Um
saying, because like mine was so straightforward. Because it's
yep,
just like,
I was so confused. I did this 3 times, and the third time I was like, what if I just turned the entire thing around? And then I turned it around. It looks terrible because like the wires can't move any way I want to. They're just pressed against the glass.
mm-hmm.
And I just like, I did it, and now it's not coming off, and it's all good. But I was just like, I was really, really concerned at first because I was
Yeah,
like, if I just send this back, I'm just gonna buy an air cooler. Um,
yeah.
but I will say, my temperatures are uh 58 max, 65 maybe when I'm playing games now.
Mm-hmm.
With my OBS open, I haven't cleared my undervolting off. Only because I don't. Every time I go back in, I've turned it off, but it for some reason looks like it's not off. So I might have to like wipe my computer at some point, which I have a lot of shit on here anyways. I don't need, so I might do it.
Same, bro.
Um, and the only thing that other thing that I've had an issue with is one time when my computer was on, I was testing the um like the wow, why am I blanking? The temperature. Sorry, I was testing the temperature through Helldivers,
Mm-hmm.
because that game is the one that made it overheat the most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
or get the max temperature most of the time. And I had my core temp open to see what was going on, and I had the game running, and everything was fine. And then like I did something, like I got out of there and I started going into like Google or whatever, and I like maybe 20 minutes later looked over and saw that my temperatures were at 95, 96, 97, 98, and max at 98. And I was like, what the fuck? And I turned my computer off, turned it back on, and everything went back to normal, and it hasn't done it again. And I was just
Weird.
like, okay.
Very weird.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
uh
Computers, fun, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, it's it is what it is. It's it's the same advice I would give anyone else. Just turn your computer off, turn it on. If the problem persists, then figure out the problem.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I talked about this last podcast, but I had a whole issue because I got some NVMe drives, and it was driving me insane because I was going to stream that night. So I got new NVMe drives because I wanted one for recording, and I wanted one for putting in my files for editing, so it would load faster.
Right.
But the thing that was driving me nuts, I was like, for some reason, my capture card, which is connected into the slot, the PCIe slot, my capture card for some reason wouldn't work, and I was like, that's weird. I'm like, I've never had this problem before. So I tried like updating the drivers or trying to see whether or not there were updates that were needed, and I'm like, nothing's working. I'm like, why is like it's just blank. So then I was looking online, and I'm like, oh, there's a really stupid thing that happens when you put too many NVMe drives. The motherboard that I have does a thing where it takes priority of what is connected near the PCIe for that M.2 drive. So what it does instead is, all right, you're using, because right now I have like 3 NVMe drives or 4, I forget. Anyways, I have a lot of NVMe drives, so the computer's like, okay, if you want to use all of them, something's got to be taken out because we can't distribute enough power to the whole motherboard. So the last PCIe slot, because I have 3 on my computer, the last PCIe slot, no power is going to be delivered there, so the computer won't recognize what the hell is there anyways. So that's what it was. It was that I had my capture card in the 3rd PCIe slot while I had a bunch of other NVMEs like connected, and it was driving me insane until I just took out the capture card, put it into a new slot. I had to move my graphics card like to the 2nd PCIe slot, and then everything works now. But that's always the thing that I'm pretty sure a lot of people would forget, that sometimes motherboards do that if you tried to put a bunch of hard drives in it.
You had to change your graphics card to a different slot?
Yeah, because I had it on the top PCIe slot, and then I had to move it down to the 2nd one, because those are the only 2 channels, the top and the bottom, that gets any power distributed to it, because the bottom one doesn't work at all because of the fact of like having too many.
Where'd you put it at?
My graphics card is on the 2nd, and then my capture card is on the top.
Okay.
So I had to move it around. So I had to buy like a little stand for the graphics card, since mine is like fucking ginormous.
Big.
Yeah. So I don't want it like
2nd.
Yeah. So I bought a little like stand and like put it right underneath, and hold on, let me show you a picture.
Yeah. That is something I worry about, getting a bigger card, because underneath my graphics card right now is 2 fans. I don't have a place to put a non-sagging stick.
Yeah. I mean, there's always those brackets that you can connect to where
I feel like those aren't great.
The one that I had was okay, but you can always get like the stand that I have, because mine is kind of like, I made sure that like it's adjustable, so it can go from like really short to like pretty tall. So that's why I got it, and you just have to put it in the corner of the graphics card.
Okay.
Hold on, let me send this picture.
Graphics card.
My graphics. So yeah, I got too many NVMe drives, too many SSDs, and the computer was like, "No, you can't use the bottom one because you want this much, this much memory. We need to provide enough power for it, so we can't do that."
Oh, weird. There's 3 slots on the side that go up and down.
Yeah, you can do the because that was also another thing I was considering, was doing a vertical mount for the graphics card, but I was like, because the thing is that the fans are just going to be sticking out towards the door, and it feels like it's not going to have enough room, because there's a certain like spot that you can put the mount in, that you have to screw in, but it's only like one area that you can.
Yeah, then it just pushes fucking air to the fucking
to the door, and it's like
door,
it doesn't make any sense.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, so I was just like, no, I'll just put it in the 2nd slot, and yeah, I mean, it works. It works perfectly good, perfectly okay. But yeah, that was the shit that was like, For like a whole day. For a whole day, I was trying to figure out why the fuck isn't my capture card working? And I was like, God, I hope it didn't break or something happened and this and that. And it's like, no, I just had to look on the motherboard user manual. It's like, yeah, if you put a shit ton of SSDs in it, it's not gonna provide power to the third PCIe slot. And I'm like, oh, great, fantastic.
Oh, it redirects the power for those.
Yes,
that's dumb.
That's what happens. That's what happens. Because like I even like was considering, I'm like, fuck, do I have to do a fucking motherboard BIOS
Are all
update?
your I do have a question as far as, I don't know if you'll know the answer. Does all your PCIe slots, are they the same? Like, is it PCIe 4 top and then 3 all on the bottom?
I think it might be 4 on the top and then 4 in the second, and then like the other ones, the last one is like, because it's only 3. I'm trying to remember.
Gotcha. I think I only have 2.
Okay.
The only reason I'm asking is because, and I don't know how much this matters, but I know the transfer rate or some shit like that, where the fuck it is like different for the graphics card depending on where it is.
Yeah, that can happen too.
Yeah, but I don't think it. Again, I don't know how much it matters. When I was looking at motherboards, because I was trying to like keep it cheap when I was buying all my shit. I got one with PCIe 4 on the top, and then my graphics card supports that at like that's its max, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I looked it up, I was like, does it matter? Like, can I buy this cheaper board that is only PCIe 3s? And the answer is yes, or does it matter is no. The few guys I watched were like, it'll make a difference, but it's like only if you're like video editing or
it's very minimal.
Doing all these things is like, for gaming, like you're not going to see a huge difference. It's not going to, like, maybe 2 frames or something. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that was also the other hilarious part, was that because my graphics card is so huge, I have wires at the bottom of the motherboard. So there's like a wire for USB 3 for the panel, for the top panel, and like all this other shit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I had to disconnect all of those because I was like, I had to think. I'm like, okay, do I use those USB ports? And I'm like, no, not really, because first of all, it's like underneath my desk, and like it's already like reaching my desk, so I don't even use those. And then the other cable that was kind of like blocking it was the audio cable, but that's mostly for if you want to connect into the if you want to use the motherboard speakers. And it's just like, no, there's really nothing like that. No, it's the headphone jack port on the case itself. That's what it is. So, and I'm like, nah, I don't use it either, because I have audio DAC like right next to me, so I don't really need those cables. Yeah, it was just like that whole day of trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with my computer, because I was like, I want to stream Elden Ring, and my computer was like, no, I don't know what you did, but no. Oh, and on top of that too, I had a whole other issue where I installed the NVMe drives, and my computer's like, okay, which one is the bootable drive? And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And I'm like, fuck. Okay, so I got to take this out, start the computer up, put the NVMe drive in, and it just like, it was a mess. It was a headache, but I got everything working again.
The NVMEs you bought, what are the sizes?
They're like...
No. Terabyte-wise.
Oh, terabyte. They're 4.
4 terabytes. How many did you buy?
I want to say I bought 3. Because they were on, because they were on sale on Amazon, and I'm doing like the monthly payment for those.
Okay. Do you know what the price was? Because I'm trying to. I would like a 4 terabyte, just one.
Hold on. I think because I bought one Samsung one, and then I bought the others were Crucial, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind Crucial. I like that.
Yeah, Crucial is pretty good.
Crucial be crucian.
Let me see the price for one.
One?
For one, it is $236 right now. I forgot how much I paid. I think it was Prime Day that I got it.
Bro, I'm such a bitch. I don't want to pay like I don't
No,
want to pay them like more than 150 for a fucking.
I get it. No, like it's tough, but the 4 terabyte ones, they go down in price because like I think I got it for how much? Hold on, let me see right here.
I think I'm waiting till Black Friday.
209. That's how much I got for it.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad.
Yeah, 209.
Damn, that's pretty fucking good.
That's with tax and everything.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, but that's for one. For two, it's like 4 something, obviously.
Wait, that was. I'm sorry. Say it again. That was
for one 4 terabyte one. It was like 209.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, just want to clarify.
Because I just want one. I have currently a physical SSD sitting in there attached to the SATA drive or the SATA cable.
Yeah.
Which before that I had a hard drive.
Oh, HDD.
Yeah, and when my brother bought me that, I was like, I can't believe I didn't know how fast SSDs were because apparently I'm retarded.
Hey man, like I said, it just takes time with PCs because like when I first bought my PC, I bought a fucking pre-built PC and it wasn't even that good. So
yeah, well that's what mine was my brother gave me his old PC and he was like, oh, this thing's top of the line, and then it had a GT, not a GTX, a GT 1030,
yeah,
which doesn't take a power cable at all. And then it had a bulldozer CPU, which is, it says 6 cores, but really it's 4.
Yeah.
And then like I could play League on it. I did play League on it.
Yeah.
And then when I upgraded everything, I was like, oh, PC parts do faster, better things. Got it.
Yeah. I think, what was it? I think when I still had my pre-built, the game that I was like, I should probably upgrade. I think it was like Resident Evil 2 Remake. I think that was the game that was just like, no, my PC's fucking dying. my pre-built is like fucking melting because it can't handle the frame rates or like the fidelity. And I was just like, don't know what to do about that. I guess I gotta upgrade. And then I upgraded everything. And like now, like all the stuff that I have currently, like makes Resident Evil 2 Remake run like nothing. It's funny.
Yeah, you're fucking 3090 doing some heavy lifting there, buddy.
Yeah. It's funny because I had an old friend of mine, John.
Travolta?
No, not John Travolta. He's Italy's Meatball on our Discord. He's an old middle school friend. He's doing like game recording and stuff like that. So he hit me up like about his capture card because his capture card is giving him some weird, like really weird shit that I'm like, I don't know how the fuck to explain it to you, because it's like it's like really weird shit that's happening with his graphics card. I tried helping him out, but the one thing that was really funny was that he was like talking to me about video rendering. And I asked him, like, what do you use? And he's like, oh, I use Sony Vegas. And I was like, oh, all right. I'm like, oh, that's the same one I have. I'm like, the new one is pretty good. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but he's like, video rendering takes me like for fucking ever. And I was like, why? How long does it take? He's like, for like an hour video, it's like 3 hours. I was like, that should not be like that. So I was like, do you have GPU rendering on? And he's like, what's that? So I had to basically give him a whole spiel about that. And he's like, I don't know. So then he went to go check, and that's what it was. He had to turn on GPU rendering, and that basically uses your graphics card to speed up that process. And yeah, like now he's able to upload videos and shit. But the graphics card shenanigans was just weird because so it was like something with the audio, and it was just like, okay, we fixed that because all you had to do was just put it in a different USB port. But then in capture cards, you know how like Elgato's have like an output for HDMI so it can connect into your monitor, and you just switch it to the different source on your monitor and you can see the gameplay from the capture card. For some reason, his wasn't working like that. It just kept giving him a white screen, and I was like, that's weird. I'm like, do you try switching the cable? And he's like, I would have to check for new cables. But then the other weird thing was that like the input that was going into the capture app, it's like was giving him like black dots. And I was like, what the fuck is happening with this capture card? And at the end of it, yeah, it was
sounds like a graphics card issue.
It wasn't his graphics card. It was the capture card itself. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to help you with this shit. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking return this thing. I was like, all right.
Oh, did he just buy it?
Yeah, he just bought it. It's the it's the Elgato HD60X.
HD60X.
Yeah, and I recommended him like the one that I got, but that's like a 4K capture card. But like, I'm not really doing videos in 4K, so I'm just doing it in like 1080p. That's like the highest, because obviously I don't think on Twitch I have the ability to do 4K, because I think only Twitch partners are able to do that. But I think I can record in 4K, but you know, depends on the bit rate. But yeah, that was just a crazy situation, and it reminded me of those old days when I was trying to figure out how to do like streaming and shit, of just like the shenanigans you have to go through in order to get this shit working, because it's like you'd expect most of it just be like out of the box, it works. No, you got to configure that shit yourself. You got to figure out what the fuck what's going on.
To be fair, and that's why like I don't think it's terrible for people to want to buy a pre-build, but they definitely get you when you buy a pre-build.
Yeah, especially at the fact that you don't know if you don't know anything about computers, it's like that's obviously the biggest thing. It's like you see all these big numbers and you see that like it gets good reviews, but you just don't know until you actually try it. And then even then, you know, some computers work and then some computers just sometimes don't work.
Yeah.
It's like that's how computer building and computer using works, is that sometimes there's going to be a problem and that you have to figure it out yourself. Because I also had another issue with my processor, because like I had a weird thing every single time where a window would open, but it's one of those command windows, and it was just for the AMD shit. And I was just like, why does that keep happening? And it would happen at random. It would happen when I was like streaming as well, where it's just like this command prompt window would come up, and I'm just like, why is that happening? So I had to go online, I had to look on forums and shit, and it's like, oh, you can like get rid of that by putting in a specific command, and then like that it should be gone. And I'm like, it's so stupid, because like it would pop up, be there for a little bit, and then just close out. And I was just like, why is it doing that?
I have that happen when I start my computer. It'll pop up and then it goes away.
I swear, man, computers are such a headache. I love computers and shit. I love gaming on them, obviously, because you know I'm a little bitch boy that loves gaming. But like it gets frustrating sometimes. It gets really frustrating, especially if like the you know, like, just to go back to the whole thing that I had to go through. It was just like, oh, I completely forgot that my motherboard does that shit, where it does power distribution differently if you have more memory in it. Like, oh, it was fucking frustrating that day.
That's such a weird one. I've never heard it, but now that I know it, I'll never forget it.
It's super common, apparently. Like if you have, because like the specific motherboard I wanted for video editing, so that's why it has a bunch of NVMe slots. But that was the caveat, is that like if you're going to use a bunch of NVMe slots, you're gonna have to remember that like it's not gonna distribute power to one of the PCIe slots, so you can't put any cards in there. So just keep that in mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, great, fantastic. The card the motherboard that I have is an Aurora's card, not card, excuse me, Aurora's board.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but fucking headache, man, fucking headache. Anyways, got anything else about your PC shenanigans?
No, other than I need to flip my fans on the bottom and make it positive airflow, because everything right now, the top fans are going.
Oh, it's sucking
out.
in. Oh, It's going
No,
down.
the top fans are blowing out. The bottom fans are blowing out. The back fan is blowing out. The only fans giving air in are the front fans.
Okay, gotcha.
And what I found out I didn't know was my graphics card, the way the fans are spinning. I think this is for all graphics cards. They blow up onto the card itself. They don't suck the air out and blow them out. I thought that's what they did.
Oh, yeah, no.
So if I was pushing air on it, it would be getting fresh air onto the graphics card. Not that my graphics card needs it because it's sitting at like 40 fucking degrees somehow all the time. Um, but it's just one of those things that I'm like, might as well just do it instead of not, right?
Yeah. Man,
So
I wish I had endless money because I would build another computer to be the recording computer and then use this computer to be like the gaming computer.
dude, I want to do it for fun. Like,
yeah, I genuinely when I was helping Wesley, I was like, I kind of miss doing this.
yeah, it's just fucking
It's
awesome.
it's fun, and it's like it's so gratifying at the end when it like actually turns on. But then I got worried because like Wesley was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's turning on and off again. I was like, and then he updated me. He's like, oh, it's the drivers. I was like, oh, okay. Like, God damn it, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I love computers a lot. I think that it's a fun thing to do. Anyways, things I've done, I don't know. I played Destiny, and then the whole thing that happened with Destiny with like
Dead knee.
Yeah.
Truly dead
like,
knee.
them saying that like they're not gonna support it anymore just makes me not want to play it.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about that once we get into the news. Because
Yeah.
it is really bad.
I'm only saying it now because like
Yeah, you're gonna stop talking about Destiny.
It's part of why I didn't play it really this month. Hopped on with like a friend, played like for a minute, and then got off, and he was like, yeah, like I get it. And I'm like, I don't know like why we would all wanna keep playing this game when they don't give us anything,
Yeah.
And to me, like for years now it's been like that, but I guess like we did get an expansion here and there.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Did the final shape come out?
Yeah, it was the last
DLC. Yeah. Anything else you got?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I bought Buckshot Roulette.
Oh yeah, I bought that too. I've been meaning to stream that. Have you played it?
Yeah. It's good for $2. It's really good.
Yeah.
Trying to think. So they have like items in it that allow you to like either know exactly what's next in the gun or predict what's going to be in the gun, or let's say there's a blank shell. They have a thing that polarizes it or reverses the polarization, so it becomes, instead of a fake round, it's a live round. And then there's just different things you can do in it, which when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is like a cool game that having to like do the odds in your head, right? Like, what are the odds? What?
You know what game is kind of like that? Inscription.
I'm probably not gonna play Inscription.
And you come on here being like, I gotta play different games, and I'm like, okay, here's this different game. No, get it away.
I don't know, maybe I would like Inscription. I don't know, but
this is coming from someone that doesn't play card battlers, and I really like.
Now you played one card battler, and now you want to play all the.
I do.
Battlers.
Yeah, right. That's what happens because it was really good.
We'll see. Maybe one day. Maybe Chonch accidentally sends it to me.
Yeah, maybe. How much is it? How much is it again?
No. I just started playing Danganronpa.
Inscription.
Which I did start playing Danganronpa, and I've been having a fun time with it, but Jesus fucking Christ, I forgot how much I had to read. And I was like reading through because the opening is like read all the characters and
Hmm.
learn who they are, and I was like reading through it, and I was like, you know, I forgot how much fun it is to like just learn about shit. Like
Like a
sitting there
detective,
and like
yeah.
learning about these characters, and I was like, oh, this one's like funny, and this one's like a serious character, and this and that.
Mhm.
And even when they're serious, you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking like joke or whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So it's so far it's pretty
I,
cool.
yeah, because
Getting to
like
the part where you talk to the bear now.
yeah, because that's the thing about Danganronpa is that like I can imagine it like not really connecting with people because of the. I think the obvious thing is its art style. Its art style is like really anime as shit.
I love
Uh,
it. I love the art style for sure. If
uh,
it was JoJo, I wouldn't like it. But
the art style is like hit or miss sometimes because
mhm.
the artists can't really draw like children or babies, so it's like it's very weird. In the third game, it's very obvious that like how he draws babies is just really weird.
I
Uh,
mean, go ahead. Sorry.
no, but either way, like Danganronpa is legitimately like really fun when you get into like the actual class trials and trying to
Mm.
like piece things together. That's why I had
Yeah, that's what I'm excited to be.
that's why I had fun with Phoenix Wright because obviously Danganronpa kind of takes some notes from Phoenix Wright.
Mhm.
I would stream a Phoenix Wright game, but it's a lot of reading and it's a lot of no voice acting. So I do not want to do that because that's gonna fuck up my voice. Because I remember I did some some visual novels with no audio, and it like really fucked up my voice for like a good bit. So, but I guess I'll just play those games on my own time because I like the Phoenix Wright games. They're fun.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Um. Yeah. So Danganronpa. The art is like, to me it looks like a high schooler drew all that shit. Um. And that's fine. That's just what it looks like. But it has its charm. Like it has its own charm to me.
Hmm.
And I think that's more specifically because like I think the person making it just enjoyed making it.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
so good game, was fun to start playing. What the fuck else did I play? I started playing Valorant. Um
How's that? Oh, on console,
and
right?
no, on
Oh,
PC.
oh, okay.
It just happens to be around the same time that
Yeah.
that released. Uh so uh Valorant's fun. I've already put some money into it getting like the skins.
Hmm.
Um I really like the they have these dragon skins where the gun actually moves.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a dragon that moves. So like when you reload it, the dragon grabs the clip from you, like you're gonna put a clip in it, and
Hmm.
it reloads itself. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Hmm.
Um, and then uh, when you get the last kill with the dragon gun, a giant dragon above pours flames down onto the person that you killed, like it's an animation.
Hmm.
And I'm just like these are the details that I'm like, this makes a game good. Like this is fucking. It's not like for everyone. Not everyone wants to play PvP and all this stuff, but like,
Yeah.
holy shit, is that cool as fuck, man? Um, and I don't know. I mean, like, you know, that's still like a $25 skin for one gun. One gun,
Mm.
$25. Um, and like I totally get it, like that's expensive for people or whatever, right? Uh and
Oh
like
God, sorry. You reminded me of something. Uh,
uh
go ahead.
God,
Sorry.
sorry.
No, no. You finish your train of thought, and I'll do mine.
Um the Yeah, the skins. I'm sorry, skins are expensive in there. Very much like CS:GO. And I understand that people might not want to do that, but um, when these are kind of like the games you play, like I play League and Valorant, and I
Mm.
don't really play a lot of these other things. This is where I want to put the stuff into. And I do. I think like to a certain point, it's worth it. Obviously, you can go get a different game
Yeah.
for that price. So um, I can see why people wouldn't want to. But Valorant's very good. The shooting itself is good. It's super hard to aim. it's the crosshair's tiny. Again, if you've played CS:GO or CS at all, it's just like that. It's a tactical shooter. It's nothing like Call of Duty where you run and gun. This one, you have to like know to strafe or stop walking and then shoot. And there's like powers for the characters too, which is really cool. Didn't think I would like that. I thought I was gonna be like, oh, too Overwatchy, but they do it right. So
surprisingly, I hear Marvel. What is it? Marvel Rivals? Is that what it's called? I hear it's pretty good. The Overwatch Marvel game. The one that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hear it's pretty good. But speaking of like skins and shit, bro, they got fucking Trunks, Android 17 and 18 on Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed because I love Trunks. Trunks is like my favorite DBC character. And I want to get that skin, but then I'm like, I don't even play this fucking game. I hate it. I hate it here. So dumb. But what else you got?
What else do I have?
What else do you have?
I downloaded Diablo.
The fourth one? The fourth?
The fourth. I downloaded 4 again. Wanted to see how I feel about it after a while. Like they've done a lot of updates and everything. Almost immediately after opening it, first it forced me into a menu that said pre-order the DLC, which I'm not mad about because they got to tell you about it.
Yeah.
But it isn't a launcher, so I did know about it. Didn't need them to tell me a second time or force me to be in a screen where I only have a cancel button that's very small or purchase button that's very large. Which I hate. That makes me annoyed.
Do you remember that do you remember that Assassin's Creed thing that happened? Where it's like every time you pause the game, it would like a pop-up screen would show up being like pre-order Assassin's Creed, what was it, Mirage, I think?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
Yeah,
I do remember.
That shit is wild. That shit is really bad.
So I hate that. Then after I did that, I was like, you know what? I should look at the store and see like what they ended up doing with that, because I remember it being so fucking like greedy, essentially. And when I say greedy, I mean like some of the worst skins for like $50, which is insane, by the way, because $50 is pretty much the price of the base game.
That's a game, yeah.
So what I did was I went to go to the store, and then when you go to click the store, there's a button right underneath the store. The store button's tiny, and then the button underneath says pre-order the DLC, which is huge. So your mouse literally like clicks it. Like there's not like you have to focus to make sure you're not going to click the wrong thing again, which is fucking annoying. Put it next to it. And if I want to buy, I'm sorry. That shit just fucking aggravates me. I hate people.
Good game.
So I went to the store, and then I looked at all the stuff, and I was just looking at the cosmetics, and I was like, one, they're not great. And two, the ones that are good, I would rather grind inside of the fucking game to earn.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy it. Like, I don't know why every video game is forcing people into, buying these cosmetics when make me do something in the fucking game, man. What's the point of the game now?
That's live service games. That's how they work.
No, I know, but like it bothers me because Diablo 1 had great armor and you had to go and earn it, and it specifically had stats and all this stuff. And like Diablo 2 again had a really good set of like, these are the great items you're going to grind for. Some of them look like trash. Some of them look really good. And actually, usually the ones that you're going to get that are really good are going to look really good. And Diablo 3 is the one where it started to introduce just a little bit of microtransaction to it, which again, I was like, that's cool, man. Like a mount, or I don't think there were mounts, like a little pet. I was
Pets,
like,
I
yeah,
think,
it's
yeah.
cool. Like I wouldn't mind buying a pet. Wings. I was like, yeah, it's cool. Buy a wing set or something here and there. Those I don't mind. I will fucking purchase those. And when I was looking through the 4 store, I did see like little pets and stuff, and I was like, there's an owl, super cute. I love it. It's a really really cute idea. I would pay 20 to 30 bucks for it. And I think it's priced at $20, and I'm like, perfect, not a bad thing, a little thing that's like cool. I won't buy your fucking armor sets, man, because
Yeah.
that's not what the game is for me. Um, and I can't remember the other one.
I have that problem with Mortal Kombat where it's like I want to buy cosmetics because like the costumes and shit, because they're bringing out like costumes from like the movie for like
Yeah.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but in order to get the costume you have to buy the credits, and like when you go into the store it's like make sure you buy credits. So yeah, that shit always annoys me.
There's no way to earn it in game. Yeah.
For anything in like the store, no, there's like nothing to do. Like some characters already have like shit you can earn in the game, but even then the game stuff is like incredibly grindy. It's like that was the problem with Mortal Kombat 1 when it came out, was that like everybody was like, why is this game so fucking grindy for cosmetics? Like it is legitimately gross. And yeah, that was the thing that like I kind of dislike about Mortal Kombat 1, but I haven't played it in a while, even though like the new season is about to start relatively soon. But yeah, it's like it's kind of gross, but it's mostly because of WB. WB is like the reason as to why like a lot of like cosmetics and shit are just like gross.
Yeah. One of the games that really killed it for me was, and I don't think you can really buy cosmetics in World of Warcraft, because almost everything is actually earned. But when they introduced transmog to World of Warcraft, I don't hate transmogging,
But
it's not bad. But it also, to me, that takes away from earning the item. Then like I know some people are like, I want to match and I have to match, and I'm like, yeah, but like the crystal sword that I just got specifically should reflect like what I'm doing, and that's really just like, I'm like really just nitpicking at that point, because again, transmog is fine. If you earned your shit, you should be able to wear whatever the fuck you want and not have to like put on the specific thing. That's fine, I get it.
yeah,
But again, like the buying thing, like just again in Diablo, like I shouldn't have to buy a $30 set to make my guy look cool, when like I would rather grind 40 dungeons and then get it. Or like grind, back in Diablo 2, like
I mean
I would spend an hour running Bale to get
yeah.
one drop.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing we've talked about for as long as we've done this fucking podcast, or like even just like offline talking. It's live service games are here to stay, unfortunately, until they eventually die, because it becomes a service that can no longer be feasible, money wise.
I don't understand who the fuck is. If they made Diablo free, then I'd probably just shut the fuck up and I would stop playing Diablo.
I blame Fortnite.
Maybe, but Fortnite's free. So
it's
like
free, but cosmetics are optional. That's the thing.
No, I know, and that's how League has always been. So to me, like I buy the skins I want in League because I'm not gonna say it's because I want to support Riot, because I don't give a fuck about the goddamn company. I want to play the game because it's good. I buy the cosmetics because I like it. That's it. And I understand that somebody will easily say the same thing about Diablo, but like, not when I'm paying fucking $60 to $70 for your fucking game. I'm not going to go and spend another $150 on cosmetics.
Yeah, that's why like now with like single player games, it's so fucking weird when they introduce like weird like credits and like cosmetic shit, where it's just like, why include it in a single player game? The one I could think about is like Assassin's Creed 4, I think, where it's, or I think it might have been Unity, where it introduced like, hey, there's some costumes you can get, but you got to spend money to on the Helix credit. And I'm like, why? It's a fucking single player game. I don't want to. I just want to find it in the game. Like, it would be great if it was just like, oh, go to this like little like cave that you didn't explore, and maybe it might be in there. And it's like, okay, cool. But no, it's like it got really gross with the cosmetic shit throughout like up until now. Like 2015 was where it started to get like really bad with single player stuff, where companies were just like, how do we monetize it a little bit more? Like, how do we get people to spend more money on a game that is basically done? I don't know. Like, it's bad, but I do blame Fortnite and Overwatch. I blame those two. Because like Overwatch with the loot box shit.
Yeah. I still think free-to-play games aren't... It's fine, because what else are you going to have them buy?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But if a game you're paying $60 for, or $70 now,
That's your cat.
Yeah. What happened?
I see your cat.
My cat?
I don't know what's behind you, but it's moving. The other way, on the bottom floor.
My
door really nothing there?
No. My door's closed.
Okay. So
Alright, well, ghosts. No,
it looked like on the bottom right corner from me, other way. So your left. Where your hand is, if you look behind you, it looked like there was like something's head moving around at the bottom floor. Anyways, you'll see it in the post edit or whatever, you know? I don't think what's your elbow. It might have been your elbow. I don't know if you were moving.
I was moving a little bit. Ghosts?
It had to be a ghost cat because it didn't look like anything else but a cat. I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know the fuck else. I started playing Game Pass stuff. I played Sea of Thieves. Jesus Christ, that game's so fucking bad. I don't understand why people enjoy terribly fighting with skeleton AI and getting treasure chests, and then
because you do it with friends.
I did it with friends. I was so fucking bored. And then we ran into a ship and they killed us, and then I had to go do it again. And I was just like, what? Where's the fun?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, maybe with the right people it's more fun, but like it wasn't like we were, you know, I've watched videos where people are like doing accents and laughing and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I do not enjoy that game.
You probably already hate Monster Hunter at this point.
I don't like Monster Hunter.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the funny part about Monster Hunter, because like I'm trying to think. There's only like minor cosmetics, but it's mostly for your like hairdo and like maybe a couple like collaborations that they do. But other than that, it's like most of the stuff you can get in game, which is the fun part about Monster Hunter.
Yeah. No. So when we played Monster Hunter,
World, I think.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed getting my new weapons. Again, this is the part of the games that I do. Like, you grind to go get better weapons.
Yeah.
Then I can kill bigger things, and it's the way that all video games work, or most video games. So I do enjoy that aspect. No, I don't ever want to buy fucking cosmetics for pretty much that game. I don't give a fuck about.
It's only funny when they do like the collaborations, but it's like costumes for your handler, the secondary character.
Yeah.
That, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple free ones where it was like Aloy or something like that.
Yeah, because like one of them was like Mr. X from Resident Evil 2, the big gray guy.
Really?
And it was a costume for the handler. Yeah, so like I think when they were showing that, they showed like in-game gameplay or like cutscenes, in-game cutscenes, and it's just like you dressed as Leon helping Mr. X with a monster. It's like stupid shit like that. Or it's like it's fun. It's having fun with itself.
It's also cute because it's your little cat.
Yeah. Well, no, your Palico is your pal. But for your Palico, you can get.
Okay.
Yeah, your handler is like the lady that tells you what missions to do, and your Palico is
gotcha.
is your pal. But your Palico gets costumes as well, and you can go grind for that, and you can make some sick ass costumes for your pal.
Maybe I'll get back into Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was fun when we played.
I like it. It's been a while since I played it.
What's the new one?
The new one that's coming out is Wilds.
Are you gonna play on PC?
Most likely, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't have any issues because like that's Capcom has been doing really weird things with like their anti-cheat stuff. So I'll just wait for a review to see like, oh, which one's the better one to get, either console or
Monster Hunter
PC.
Rise is on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I played a little bit of Rise on Switch, and I enjoyed my time. I've been meaning to play it, but I know I've explained how my brain works. Is that like if I'm playing a game in the series currently that I'm near the end, I want to finish it before I start on to the next one in the series. So that's what's kind of happening with me with Monster Hunter World. Is that like I'm literally at the final boss of the DLC for Iceborne, and I haven't beaten it because I got my ass whooped by it. And I want to play Rise because Rise has so much stuff in it as well, but I want to beat Iceborne first and then move on to that. I'm crazy. I have like weird compulsions.
I agree, you are crazy.
Yeah, I have weird compulsions. But Rise is good. I mean, on PC it runs like nothing because it's a fucking Switch game. So
okay.
Yeah. But Wilds should be the one where it's like more intensive because they're using like new fixed RE engine shit.
What is it called again? World or Wilds?
Yeah, Wilds is like the one's coming out next year, I believe. I want to play that, but I gotta finish World and then Rise. Like all of Rise. They're good. They're good games. I have fun. All the armors all look like really sick. The Odogaron armor is like the one that I was like really going after, and I got it. And then you get like better versions of those armors once you do like master rank missions, and like the better versions look even sicker. It's really cool.
It's just not coming out until 2025?
Yeah, next year. That's what I said.
God damn.
Yeah. They showed gameplay for it, and it looks good.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It looks fine. To me, it looks like Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, with some graphical updates and obviously some new monsters, but there's also the other thing of like it taking place, I believe, mostly in the desert, from what I understand.
Yeah, it looks very deserty.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. I like it. I like how it looks. I'm excited to insect my glaive my way around in the game because that's my main weapon. I love the insect glaive.
Yeah, I'll see when it comes out.
Okay.
I played Starfield.
Oh God.
About an hour. I don't like it.
Yeah. That's what happens with a lot of people who start up Starfield. It's really not great. It's really boring from what I've been hearing.
I played to the point where you fly in the sky. You get your ship.
Uh-huh.
And I had to fight other ships. And
what a shame.
I didn't like that mechanic. I didn't enjoy how it made me do that.
Mm-hmm.
They also only gave me a laser beam in the beginning to laser rocks, and then I had to fight with that laser beam to kill people.
Gotcha.
Maybe it's good. I'm currently uninstalling it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, because I remember there was like a whole mod project for Starfield until like the modders were like, you know what, it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, they do have a lot of mods. I did see. I mean, I don't know who does them, but there's a store to buy them at.
Yeah.
In the thing.
Yeah.
But I did install on Game Pass because I have Game Pass for this month at least. I'll probably re-up on it. I want to go get the cards because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I downloaded State of Decay 2 because I never played that game, and I think you said they are okay.
I played a little bit of State of Decay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to try it and see because it looks okay. I downloaded.
Just keep in mind, it is very janky. The first game is very janky.
That's fine.
Okay.
Again, if it's bad, then I'll just be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I downloaded Scorn. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's the really weird one that's like...
Yeah, it's not Agony.
It's basically Agony. They're very
But
similar.
it's like more HR Giger-ish, right? Scorn?
Yeah. They have
Yeah.
guns, though, in this one.
Yeah.
Agony's like weapons with
No,
swords and shit.
Agony, I think, is just a walking sim. Like, it's
I
just...
think Agony has a sword.
I don't remember.
It might be walking. I've never played Agony, but I did see it.
Yeah, I always got those two confused, either Agony or
they both are really weird and have like a sexual aspect to it, which is super awkward.
I mean, HR Giger shit, obviously, if it's like inspired by it, then obviously it's gonna have
I downloaded Sea of Stars. I'm very excited to play that because I want to play an RPG. Shadowrunner I downloaded. That's that. I think it's a turn-based tactical. I'm not sure. Shadowrun.
Oh yeah, Shadowrun. I have those games. I have not played them.
Yeah,
and
they look okay. So
I hear they're like really good narratively.
Yeah. Downloaded Neon White. Didn't play it yet. Very excited to play that. Downloaded Tunic. Tunic is okay.
Oh, I gotta play Tunic. Yeah, I bought it and I haven't played it.
I'm not. Again, probably 20 minutes in, and I'm not super excited about it yet. Just it's Zelda. You already know.
Yeah.
Gang Beasts. I downloaded. Gonna play with the homie at some point and see how that is. And then, of course, Call of Duty and Battlefield 2042. Call of Duty's okay. Still, it's Call of Duty. And then Battlefield 2042, I haven't played yet. I'm gonna try that out when I want to, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Gotcha.
And then Black Ops 6 is coming out soonish.
Get hyped for Blops.
Yeah, zombies is pretty much all I want to do in that one. I'll probably play some PvP with some friends, but that's about it.
Okay.
And then shit that I watched. By the way, did you say you bought Buckshot or no?
Yes, I bought it. I haven't played it.
Okay, yeah, definitely play that. It's I think like an hour. You'll probably have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been rewatching. Wow, Prison Break.
No, that's funny because my parents are currently watching that.
Oh yeah, have they watched it before?
I think my mom watched maybe like one season, but her boyfriend is like currently like watching through it.
Let's go. Okay, good show. Excited that they're watching it. Okay. Hopefully they like it.
Now give you my mom's Discord so you can have a conversation.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm kind of like,
yeah.
Ask them how they feel about it after they watch it.
Yeah.
It's a good show, man. Rewatching it though, I've noticed how much I hate TV shows that are like drama-y, because I'm watching it and they're like, Michael, I can't believe you've done this. And I'm like, yeah, we get it. You did it. And then they're like, oh. And I'm like, oh my God, stop breaking shot to another person, to another person, to another person, to another person. Just fucking get the thing, convey the message faster. But like, obviously this was made for TV in 2008 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, because I think it was like the most like watched show for a good while, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like Lost, after Lost or before Lost, I can't remember.
I think it was after.
Yeah. But these moments, I in my head, like, I want to do this, I won't do it because it's too time consuming. But I want to take the entire show and download it on my PC and cut every fucking piece where it's taking more than 10 seconds to fucking explain what the fuck they're doing. And they're like, because like what they're doing in the show is like, because they know there's going to be a commercial break, they have to come back and like do so like I want to cut all the pieces out and just have it be like boom 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 boom, action, not action, but like explain, action.
Oh my God, you're gonna create Prison Break Kai.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's actually really funny. But yeah, I was just like, and I'm on season 2. I think there's 4 seasons. It gets really weird. Do you care if I say some of the story stuff or no?
No. No.
It gets really weird into like season 4. I think there's 5 seasons. Let me just look this up real quick. Yes, there's. I don't know how they made 5 seasons. There's 5 seasons. So in the first 2, it's very much based around them getting out of the jail they were in, and then fixing the problem of like being falsely accused of something. Holy shit! Prison Break is on Disney Plus. No, it's not. It's on Hulu. Disney owns Hulu.
Okay.
But it says it's on Disney Plus, which it might be. So the first 2 seasons are based around that, and then the rest of the seasons they somehow go to jail in fucking Mexico, and then they go to jail in like Iraq, and they gotta break out.
They gotta break out. Yeah. I mean, you gotta have it. It's gotta be in there.
I remember watching the first 2 seasons when I was younger, and I was like, so cool, what a cool. Oh man, he printed the tattoos on his body and figured out he's so smart and so cool and saving his brother. I was like, I'd save my brother. This is so cool. And then I like forgot about it for like 4 years or something. And then I like randomly was like, oh, remember that show? And then I was like, oh shit, they got more seasons. And then I was like, I should watch this. And I'm just watching. I'm like, why are they in Mexico? What? And then he's like, when they left, they fled to here, and now like
they're in the Mexican
federale
prison.
grabbed them for stealing fruit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, and now they gotta break out.
Now they gotta break out of here, and it's like, bro, you think people in the U.S. are gonna shoot you in a prison? They don't give a fuck about you in other fucking country prisons. They will fucking mow you down the moment you get through that fucking wall, dude. And it had me laughing so hard. But I am going to finish rewatching that. I'm on the end of season 2.
Okay.
I'll let you know how silly it gets. Just because I'm sure I don't remember how silly it is, but it's very silly.
Okay.
Pearl's on Netflix, by the way,
yes.
and I believe X as well.
Yes.
I
hear Maxine is ass.
I don't think any of them are particularly good. So I'm sure
people praise Pearl a little bit more than the X.
I'll bet you money. I will bet you fucking money. I enjoy Maxine more than I would enjoy the other 2.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, I'll probably watch it someday.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Did you see fucking Deadpool?
Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it good?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna wait for
spoilers.
Well, I pretty much know almost everything. I've watched a lot of.
Bro, I got ruined on the cameos.
It doesn't bother me really. Like honestly, you could tell me the whole story, and I'd be like, I'm still so excited to watch Hugh Jackman be Wolverine.
I got pissed because like I got ruined on the cameos on fucking Twitter. Because fucking
which ones you got ruined on?
Gambit.
Okay.
I got ruined on Gambit, and I got ruined on Blade.
Okay.
Yeah. The only one cameo was the only one I didn't get ruined on.
Which one?
Elektra.
Ooh, she's in there?
You're welcome.
I genuinely am excited. Like,
yeah, that.
Who else? Is there anybody else? It's like, because I know Gambit, I know Blade.
X-23.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then do you want more cameos?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. Chris Evans and
bro, him being it's kind of great
that was really funny though. Like with the introduction to that, and it was. I have to say this Deadpool and Wolverine is like genuinely like really funny, especially with like the fourth wall jokes about like the merger and shit with Fox and Disney. Like it is genuinely like really fun. Like if you have no idea about any of that shit, it would seem like really weird as to why they're talking about it. But for me, that kind of keeps up to date with like some like entertainment stuff. Yeah. It is genuinely like really fucking funny that they do shit like that. Of just like, yeah, fuck you, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland. It was a very enjoyable movie, and it's funny to think that Hugh Jackman just came back because he needed that money, and this is the only movie where he actually wears the hood.
Bro, I saw the fucking clip where he's like something something something, and he puts the fucking hood on,
Mhm.
and Ryan Reynolds says his joke,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I love everything right now
It's
watching him put that hood on.
Yeah, it's great. It feels very satisfying, but like it's also very funny at the fact that like it has like a weird nostalgia for like the pre-Disney Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Cuz like at the end credits they were showing like behind the scenes stuff for like the 2000s X-Men and like stuff from Fantastic Four, just like movies that existed before Disney decided to do, oh, here's the fucking She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion verse. uh yeah, it's very interesting to see that, but I think if Deadpool were to end here, I think it would end in like a perfect note, to be honest. Because like if they were to milk this, which I'm pretty sure Disney will do, it would be kind of unfortunate because it leaves it in like a very good note. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really quick, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I just, since I have the Prison Break seasons open, and I was just like going over or reading over really fast the little like synopsis of some of these. They go to prison in Panama in the third season, and then I forgot I forgot that Michael fakes his death, or somebody has his death faked, and he's escape from I have to look this up because I don't know where this is.
Oh, there's a joke in Deadpool and Wolverine that I want to tell you, but I think it's better for you to see it rather than me explain it.
Sorry, I want to see what the area is for this. Morocco. There, he goes to prison in Morocco in the next one.
Gotcha.
Which, like, again, like, they were in Panama. What do you mean? Like, what?
How did they get to Morocco from Panama?
Yeah. Also, like, his
Hey,
death
man,
was fake.
prison's gotta be broken out of, all right?
I mean, to be fair, like, again, prison's but it's so funny because, like, season 5 was the last season, and it's in Morocco, which means that, oh my god, there's only 9 episodes. It's so rushed. It's so rushed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because I know there was like another writer strike around a certain period. I think I want to say it was around the time Heroes season 2 or 3 came out, and I don't know when Prison Break that season came out of, but I know there was like a writer's strike during that time. Surprisingly enough.
I just googled season 6, and on Reddit somebody posted season 6 question mark, and the first comment is please let it go.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I don't think I have anything else. I can't remember. Probably more TV. Whatever. I don't care.
Okay.
How you doing? What's going on?
I watched a shit ton of movies, bro, while we were
Fuck
gone.
yes.
I barely played any fucking games. I
Really?
beat like 2 games, and I played like
Didn't you beat Elden Ring?
No, I want to talk about that.
Okay.
But I guess for game stuff that I beat. Did you ever see gameplay for a game called Children of the Sun?
No.
It's on Steam. Take a look at it.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. So I guess my challenge review of Children of the Sun, that's a pretty good game. It's challenging at the end. The final levels can be really frustrating. But overall, I really liked what it was doing. Aesthetically, it felt like an homage to Suda 51 games. Because it gets really weird, but it's genuinely like it's arcadey, but it's really fun. And then the second thing that I beat was SteamWorld Dig. Because I got all the SteamWorld games on sale.
Okay.
So I played SteamWorld Dig, which is the first one, and it's really enjoyable. It's really I really liked it. If you like Metroid games, yeah, it's kind of a Metroid game. It's a Metroidvania-ish game. The whole premise is that like you just have to dig. You're a robot that lives on like a robot planet, and your robot uncle was trying to dig like deep into the ground and trying to find something. So your job is basically to pick up where your uncle left off and basically dig all the way to like the end of like what he was trying to find. The ending of the game is surprisingly like terrifying in a way, because like it gets really like it just went from like 0 to 60 as soon as you get to like the bottom. But overall, very very enjoyable game. It's like 5 to 6 hours depending how much you want to do. And yeah, I really liked it. As for stuff that I've been playing, obviously SteamWorld has a game called SteamWorld Heist, which is like a tactical turn-based game, which is surprising. It has a very neat gameplay thing that it does, where it's 2D, but you do have like cover, and you basically, when you enter a room, it's all the levels are like procedurally generated. So you enter a room and like you kind of have to like figure out tactically how to take out the enemies, and the whole thing is that you have to aim your gun, and your main character's gun has a dot, has like a line of sight essentially, that kind of shows you that like your bullets can ricochet and hit the enemies. Like it's really neat shit like that. I only got like a couple of hours into it, but from what I played it, I really really enjoyed it. And it has a like kind of neat like opening where it's like, oh, the world of SteamWorld is like robots left Earth and started mining in like other planets specifically for water, but like giant corporations and raiders try to take the water from the hardworking people. So it's up to you as somebody who's kind of technically like a thief to steal the water back, almost like you're like Robin Hood but in a SteamWorld setting. Yeah, it's surprisingly, the games are pretty fun. The reason why I got interested in them is because I played SteamWorld Build, which is like the city building game, and I got really really into it because I have a weird obsession with building shit, especially like micromanaging it kind of. But I was like, you know what, let me play the older games just to see how it is. And surprisingly, SteamWorld Heist 2 came out I think this month, which I hear has gotten pretty good reviews. So I'm playing through SteamWorld. It's crazy because like they did like a bunch of genre changes with the SteamWorld IP, because in SteamWorld Dig it's like a Metroidvania. SteamWorld Heist is a tactical shooter, and then they have SteamWorld what the fuck is it?
Tactical shooter?
Well, it's like a tactics turn-based game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with the gun. But there's another one that is a turn-based RPG. SteamWorld Quest is the other one. That's the turn-based RPG that they did. And then after that, they did SteamWorld Dig 2, then SteamWorld Build, and now it's SteamWorld Heist 2. So how it looks, I'm going to assume they're going to do SteamWorld Quest 2 eventually. But yeah, so far they're very enjoyable games. Like I really dig them. As for stuff that I played and currently am playing, I played a little bit of 2XKO, just like was in training for like a little bit. I didn't get that far into it, but I've been seeing people's videos online showing off like TODs, which is that game's gonna be like patched when it comes out, because like there's some like really like jank shit you can do in that game. But I played like a little bit of it. It seems fun, but I didn't get too into it because Chonch currently is trying to get back into fighting games. Obviously I was waiting for you to come back home, so I was playing a little bit of Street Fighter 6 on my hitbox. And yeah, I realized that like, man, I have terrible execution when it comes to inputting moves. But yeah, it's I'm trying to get back into it, you know how it is. And then I bought stuff on Steam because there was a sale a little bit ago. Let's see what I bought. I bought obviously stuff mostly for my Steam Deck. Gotta get that Cat Quest 3, even though I have
my brother played Cat Quest. And he was like, it's such a good game. And I was like, I fucking hate you.
That's what I've been hearing, is that like the first one is good, and then like Cat Quest 3 is like peak. It's like peak game.
I refused to play it. After I heard him say it, I was like, cool, man, he's talking trash about it.
So yeah, so the games that I got Persona 5 Tactica, which is the Persona 5 tactics game. Persona 5 Strikers, which is the Persona Muso game. Cult of the Lamb, Ace Attorney trilogy with
Cult of the Lamb. How was that? You played it?
I played it.
No, you bought it.
I played the demo for it when it came out. And I really liked it, but I have not played through it entirely. Ace Attorney, the Apollo Justice trilogy, because I eventually got to play the Ace Attorney games. Ace Combat 7, Persona 3 Reload, Zone of the Enders 2, Cat Quest 3, Card Shark. I bought some of the Borderlands stuff because a bundle of Borderlands games was actually cheaper than buying it separately. So I got Borderlands 3, which I already played, but I will not be replaying because I did not enjoy my time with Borderlands 3. Even though the gameplay is kind of fun, the fucking dialogue is like the worst. But new Tales from the Borderlands I got, which I have not played. I've been meaning to check it out, even though I heard not really good things about it, but I'll be the judge of that because obviously I have it. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown came to Steam, so I've been meaning to try that out. Yeah, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, obviously. I know Wesley says that he didn't like it, but, like I said, I'll be the judge of that. I got a game called The Gunk, which looks kind of neat. Let's see, Severed Steel, that was a game I talked about with you. The SteamWorld games. I got a Japanese game called Uta Ware Rumono, which is like a turn-based tactics game. I hear it's good, but I have not booted it up yet. I will eventually. Wonderful 101, because I remember I got to the end of that game and I think I lost power in my house, and then it made me do like the final mission all over again, and the final mission is pretty long, so I did not go back to it, but now I'm willing to go back to it because it's been years. There's this Metroidvania game called Gestalt, Steam and Cinder, which looked pretty neat. God Eater. I got the God Eater games, which are basically Monster Hunter clones, but by the people that do... Oh god. Oh, do you remember this game called Code Vein? I talked about it like a while ago. Yeah, so they did God Eater, and God Eater is like basically Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I know God Eaters.
Yeah. Dying Light 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, but on PC, because I love that game. That game is genuinely like underrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
Ooh.
Yeah, that came out to PC again, the remaster. Because I remember seeing that game on GameCube and PS2, and I never played it. And I was like, yeah, that looks fun. So I'm willing to give that a shot. I got most of the Final Fantasy games because I got the Pixel Perfect shit. Crisis Core I got on PC, Nier Replicant PC. I spent money. I spent my money really, really terribly. Let's see. I got the Like a Dragon games on PC because I realized that once I play Infinite Wealth on stream, I'm probably gonna have to do some grinding, and I'd rather not use my PC. I'd rather just grind on my Steam Deck, so I don't use too much power. But that's just me because I'm an idiot. I got this game called Blue Reflection, which is a turn-based RPG where you're a magical girl. I'll be checking that out. Greedfall on PC, Death's Door on PC. Forgot about that. I think I talked about SVC Chaos. That was like during EVO when that came out. It's a very jank fighting game with Capcom and SNK characters. And I think I talked a little bit about Kinitsugami, which is Capcom's newest game, that's basically tower defense, Pikmin-like, but with like some Devil May Cry stuff, sort of. I would say more Onimusha than Devil May Cry. And yeah, that's basically it. That's stuff that I bought and then played a little bit of on the PC. But Chonch made his back catalog even bigger. Even backer. Because goddamn, I really gotta play these fucking games. Because what did I play recently? Oh, well, I'll get into that a little bit. But I've been playing. I've been debating on whether or not to actually go back and finish and get all the achievements for Mad Max, the video game. Yeah, so I was playing that. Oh, I played a little bit of a game called Stories: The Path of Destinies.
Yes!
I played a little bit of it. I didn't get too far.
We talked about this before. I'm so glad you played it.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
How do you like it?
I like it. I like it, what it's doing. I like the whole thing with like what choices you make and shit like that.
Yes.
But I'll give you an update once I'm finished.
The weapons are cool.
Okay.
The character development, all the like story and stuff itself is very good.
Yeah, because you had that little annoying rabbit kid being like, "I don't want to go with you," and then he gets fucking disintegrated.
Shut up! You love it. You love all of them. They're all great.
What else did I play? Oh, I was just checking out stuff like what runs on my Steam Deck. Surprisingly, Resident Evil 3 runs really well on the Steam Deck. The remake specifically. And one little shout out I want to give is I got Fallout 4 on GOG because Fallout London is on GOG. Do you know what Fallout?
Already?
Yeah, do you know what Fallout London is?
I thought it was a new game.
It's a massive mod
Ooh.
that basically changes Fallout 4 into like a whole different Fallout game. It's really interesting because like it's this huge massive mod that has its own stories, characters. Even
why is it allowed on GOG?
So the modders got into a deal with GOG where GOG was like, "Hey, we'll put your mod out on here." And basically all people have to do is that if you have the GOG version of Fallout 4, just download Fallout 4, download Fallout London, and then open Fallout London, and it should give you an installer that basically replaces all the files within Fallout 4. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And it was so easy and so simple. So I booted it. I booted it up. I was trying to see whether or not it worked. It worked fine for like 5 minutes that I was playing. I didn't get that far into it because I was debating whether or not to make it a stream thing or something else because I've been meaning to play a Fallout game, even though I have not finished playing New Vegas. That's me. That's a me problem. But the other thing was that I was debating on doing it on Steam because I already have Fallout 4 on Steam, but it's a little bit like it's not as easy to do on Steam as it is to do on GOG because GOG you just install it and that's it. While on Steam you have to do a bunch of other shit in order for it to get it to work on Steam. So it's better just to buy the GOG version and then play it on GOG. But yeah, it was just because the modders made a deal with GOG, so I believe I don't know if it's still free. Which is the...
I just looked at it. It is.
Okay, yeah. So it's going to be free for like a good while because I don't know if they're going to plan on monetizing it.
I don't think they can. I think that Bethesda would have to...
Yeah, I think they would have to get included. But either way, like it's there. And then I believe Fallout 4 is currently on sale for like $15. The fucking Game of the Year edition. So like $15 and then this mod and then like you get a completely new story and everything. I think
I was going to say a whole new game.
Yeah.
For one price.
Yeah, I think it's like completely worth it. So I'll probably think about it once I get like into it, whether or not I want to stream it. But remind you, it's got them British accents.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me except for when it's
anime British accents.
Well, you know, it would have been better if they were American, you know?
I guess. But the other thing I wanted to mention is obviously Elden Ring. I've gotten like I'm at the final boss of Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yeah.
But holy shit, that boss is tough. That boss is tough as fuck. That like I kind of had to put the game down because I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually fucking beat this fucking boss.
I did see you having trouble.
It's really bad at how much trouble I'm having. But you know, just gotta grit my teeth and get through it because I have obviously had to practice playing it, but like Now it's been a couple of days, and I'm kind of out of practice, so who knows? Will Chonch ever beat it? We'll see. Or will Chonch move on to a different game?
Will Chonch ever go to BJ's and buy hot dogs?
And Bajizzin all over the place? I don't know.
That's the owner's name, Bajizzin.
Oh yeah, Bajizzin. Well, yeah, that's the stuff that I've been playing. Like I said, I haven't beaten that many games, but I've just been playing stuff mostly. But the stuff that I have been doing is I've been watching a shit ton of movies. So I finally saw my most anticipated movie of this year, Long Legs.
Oh, don't spoil it, but how was it? And give a little bit of detail, I guess.
You're gonna either love it or hate it.
I'm sure I'll love it. I like Nick Cage, so.
I really, really enjoyed it.
You rent it yet?
No, I saw it in theaters.
No. Just I'm wondering if I can rent it.
Oh, I don't
like going to the theaters.
I don't know if it's on stream. Well, I went to theaters because I found out that apparently on Tuesdays at the theater that's near me is like $6 or like $8.88 with tax. It's basically half the price of like regular ticket prices, but only on Tuesdays. So I've been kind of abusing that because I'm like, I'm not paying fucking like $16 to go see a movie. Fuck that. Because I'm a cheap little baby boy. But anyways, Long Legs. I'm trying to think of like movies I can compare it with. It's basically okay. I guess 3 movies that kind of like make the tone of Long Legs is Zodiac, the David Fincher movie, Silence of the Lambs, and a little bit of The Exorcist. That's basically Long Legs.
Okay.
But yeah, you already know that Nick Cage is in it. Nick Cage is pretty good. It's a very good movie, but like I said, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Because I talked to my cousins, and my cousins went to go see it, and my cousin was like, "Oh, I hated it." I was like, "Why?" And it's because she had problems with like some of the narrative stuff. But I was like, that's what kind of makes the movie fun. And like, yeah, I tried talking to them about like, what exactly didn't you like about it? And I guess like to some extent they did have some fair points because of the fact that like they were expecting something else from the movie. But I think the problem is that a lot of people going into this movie think that this movie is like really scary and like really going to like make you jump out of your seat like the Conjuring movies with like the jump scares and shit. But it's not. It's more atmospheric. It's atmospherically creepy. And I think that's what I really liked about it was that like just where the fuck is this going to go and how is this going to end? And even with like some of the narrative stuff with Long Legs being like the detective girl has to like figure out like, okay, what is all these weird symbols and shit that he's leaving behind? And like, can I figure this out? While at the same time, like having her own personal issues with like some family stuff. It's very interesting what happens in the movie. But I liked it. I really liked it. I had pretty reasonable expectations for it, and then it exceeded them because of just how it ended.
I'm excited to watch it. I just looked it up. It's coming to Hulu. They have a multi-deal with Neon.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I would recommend it.
Maybe December they said, and maybe January is probably when it's gonna come.
Okay. Yep. Chunch recommends. I talked about Twin Peaks last podcast. I was only done with season 1 and season 2 and the movie. I finally watched season 3 of Twin Peaks: The Return.
Was it worth it?
I would say yes. But
is this the one with Bob?
Yes, this is the one with Bob.
Okay.
But this is the thing. I think this is another thing like Long Legs. You're either gonna love or hate the 3rd season of Twin Peaks, especially that ending. How the show ends. So this is one of the interesting about David Lynch is that there was something that I heard that he tends to not make endings like conclusive. he tends to do more open endings in order to get audiences talking about it and really think about it. Because how season 3 of Twin Peaks ends, it's insane. Like, I think I think the ending got like mixed ratings when it came out because people were just like, "What the fuck was that ending?" But what I went through and what I watched, I really did enjoy. I think if I were to do a second pass through on it, some stuff would probably click with me because that's with a lot of his movies. What they tend to do is that they have moments of just like the audience or the person watching it has to come up with like some kind of conclusions or some kind of connective tissue with certain things within like the thing that they're watching. But season 3 of Twin Peaks is like, yeah, you're either gonna love it or you're either gonna fucking hate it, especially how it ends. And it is one of those endings where it's like, yeah, if Twin Peaks ends like this, Twin Peaks is done. Like, the world of Twin Peaks is finished. But, you know, if they were to do season 4 of Twin Peaks, which I'm pretty sure they will not do unless they do like a reboot, yeah, Twin Peaks is like done. I wanna explain it, but I don't know if you're interested in it at all.
I mean, Twin Peaks, not really, but you can explain it.
Okay, so I guess spoilers for Twin Peaks: The Return. God, there is a lot of shit that you can find in forums and shit, because after I finished watching it, I was like, I have to see a discussion about what the fuck happened at the end because it's so weird. So the main character, Agent Cooper, he basically travels to a different world that's similar to ours in order to find Laura Palmer, which she exists in a like a different pocket reality. And he does it, and he basically brings her back to her house that exists in the pocket reality. But the thing is that like Cooper doesn't know what he did was right, because there was nothing that came out of the conversation he had with the owner of the house that is supposed to be Laura's house, because it's a different person that owns the house. And he started asking questions. He's like, hey, did this person live in here? And they're like, no, like this person never existed here, and this and that. So then they walk away from the house, and Cooper's just like distressed, and he's like, what does this mean? Why are we like, what are we doing here? What year is it? And then all of a sudden you get a noise from the house, and somebody inside the house is yelling, Laura, and Laura with Cooper just starts screaming, and then everything just cuts to black. And I'm like, what? What is that ending? So I had to look on forums and shit as to like, what the fuck was that ending? And like, some people's explanations are really interesting, you know, talking about how like Twin Peaks the series in a meta sense is done, because like Laura basically screams her way in making everything like cut, and it's just like, what? But it's like everything leading up to it, I would imagine some people were frustrated with, because of the fact that like there was some stuff that was kind of important to the narrative, and there was some stuff that kind of wasn't. But it gave some conclusion to some characters within the show, like specifically this character that I do like, Big Ed and Norma, where like throughout the beginning of the show, Big Ed, throughout the beginning of the show, Big Ed was married to this lady named Nadine, but he was actually in love with Norma, who owns the diner in the show. And throughout the course of the show, they've been kind of like secretly getting together, while at the same time Big Ed was trying to like keep his relationship with Nadine. There was a thing that happened to Nadine where she lost her memory, and he tried to basically be with her, but then it got to a point where like Nadine wanted to go her own separate way from Big Ed, so Big Ed was like, okay, this is my opportunity to get with Norma, and they got together. But then Nadine regained her memory, so then there was like this whole thing about like Nadine and Big Ed staying together until the 3rd season, where Nadine's just like, you know what, I fixed my shit together, Ed, I want you to be happy, I no longer bind you, essentially, so go be with Norma. I know you wanted to be with her for years, ever since high school, essentially, because they're like in their 50s or technically in the third season they're like in their 70s, kind of. So Big Ed and Norma get their conclusion. They get their happy ending, and then some characters get some conclusions. But there's one character in particular that like is really weird. That like she kind of has an ending. Audrey appears in the show like towards like the halfway point, and it's like, oh, what the fuck happened to Audrey? Because like in the second season, she went into a coma because a bomb went off. So you don't know what the fuck happened to her. And then like the third season does this whole completely different thing where she's like interacting with her husband, where like they're fighting and like this whole other thing. And then all of a sudden she just wakes up in her white room and looking into a mirror. And it's just like this whole weird shit. But it Twin Peaks season 3 is very hard to explain as to what the fuck is happening unless you come up with theories and watch the first and second season and the movie, which kind of like helps it a little bit. But bro, fucking season 3 was like a fucking trip, especially like I said, with that ending and the way it ends. I just like, I was just stunned because I was like, either this is the greatest thing that David Lynch has written, or this is a fucking piece of shit. But like I said, it really, because I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because of the fact of like trying to piece things together. But if you're somebody that wants to have conclusive endings, and I know people like that, my cousins are like that, where they rather have a conclusive ending rather than an open one, you're going to dislike it like a lot. But I enjoyed it. I might give it another watch of probably a couple months, because like that shit's still marinating with me. Like trying to figure out what the fuck was happening. But yeah, that was Twin Peaks: The Return. After that, I kind of had a craving to watch Zodiac, the David Fincher movie, with Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr., and the fuck is his name? Mark Ruffalo. There we go. You ever watch Zodiac?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
It's good. I watched the director's cut.
No, I did. I'm sorry.
You stupid bitch. Why would you tell me that?
You said Robert Downey Jr.?
Yep, Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, and Mark Ruffalo.
That threw me off, because Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr., I'm thinking...
this was pre-Marvel? Yeah, this was pre-Marvel. It's funny to look at that like the three main characters are all in Marvel. It was
a really good movie, though.
It is.
I really enjoyed that.
It is genuinely, like, really fucking good. And it's crazy, because, like, it is a long movie. It's, like, I think 2 hours and change. But it's, like, it's so worth it, because it's so, like, slow pace and slow burning that even the ending... Like, do you remember how that movie ends? What was the ending of Zodiac?
They don't catch him. I don't think they catch him.
Yeah, they don't catch him. They have a...
Gyllenhaal was a policeman, right?
No. So Mark Ruffalo was a policeman. Jake Gyllenhaal was the guy that worked at the newspaper. He was the cartoonist.
Okay.
And then Robert Downey Jr. worked with Jake Gyllenhaal, but he was like an actual journalist.
Yeah, he was like... Gyllenhaal was like fighting with them to like stay on what he was doing.
Yes. So this is the really interesting part about Zodiac. Like at the beginning, it's like, it's obviously a murder mystery because of like who the fuck the Zodiac is, why is he leaving all these cryptic messages and this and that, and who, like, we're trying to find the identity of the Zodiac, while the Zodiac is like sending letters to, I forget, the Francisco Times or whatever the newspaper was. But the second half of the movie becomes a movie about obsession, and specifically about Jake Gyllenhaal, that he got super invested and super obsessed with the Zodiac stuff to a detriment, to the point where like the cops were telling him, bro, you gotta stop. Like, this case is already closed. Nobody's touching it. And it's been years, and you're still going off about the Zodiac. So it becomes a movie about obsession. And then obviously the ending of it is like, nobody's, like, the Zodiac's been gone for a while, and nobody's talking about him. So like, there's no point in going after this. And then you get that ending where they have a suspect and you think it's him, and the movie just ends with being like, okay, here's a bunch of like paragraphs explaining what the fuck happened afterwards, that the guy that they suspected died before police were able to get like a sufficient amount of evidence, and like they never had a killing like the Zodiac ever again. Like that's the crazy part, because there was a whole thing with like the actual person that Jake Gyllenhaal plays received a phone call from the Zodiac, and after that specific suspect died, he never got a call ever again. So it's just like this thing where like the movie like kind of throws in like your mind of just like, this guy is definitely the fucking Zodiac killer, which is like really interesting because I obviously watched the movie called Memories of Murder, which is the Bong Joon-ho movie, and like basically those two movies go hand in hand. Of like, it tries to put in your head that like the killer could still be out there, but if he's still out there, I hope he watches this movie in order to realize all the awful shit that he did. And that movie is genuinely like one of like the best like crime thriller suspense dramas that takes place in like actual historical events. Like, it's crazy to think about. It's very well done. It's like all the suspense building up to it, and then like the payoff, even though like you don't get a conclusive ending for it, the payoff of like Jake Gyllenhaal's character going into the hardware store where the suspected Zodiac guy is in, and and he just basically like eyes him down, and he's like, I know. And then the guy is like, I know you know. And he's like, all right. And then he just leaves. And I'm like, that's so good. Like confronting that person. It's like, even though like he's not like they don't say it like outright. Well, they do say it outright that like he is the Zodiac, but we don't have enough evidence on him, so we can't really say that he is. But still having that moment of your main character being like so obsessed with this shit and trying to figure all this out, and then coming to that point of being like, I got it, and I got you, and I know it's you. And it's just like, it's, oh man, I really love that ending. Zodiac is genuinely like really good. And I like David Fincher movies. Like, I really like his stuff. So, yeah. Peak movie.
It really is. It's three of the best actors.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone.
Ruffalo is great.
Everyone is just like, everyone's just chef's kiss, because like Ruffalo is great because he has like weird mannerisms. But within the movie of him being a cop, he's conflicted because of the fact that like once Jake Gyllenhaal comes in and is like, yo, I know I can get like some of these pieces down of the Zodiac. Like, I've been doing this whole thing of like researching and this and that. And Mark Ruffalo is just like, look, I got obsessed with it as much as you did. And look where my life is. It's not great. Even to the point where my old partner had to go because he was just like, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with murder. But Mark Ruffalo is great in that. Jake Gyllenhaal is also really good in it because of obviously the beginning of it, where he's like very doe-eyed and like very interested in all this stuff. But then you start to see him kind of like degrade throughout the course of the movie, where he's, like I said, he becomes obsessed with it and it takes over his life. And he's like, I have to figure it out. And even his wife is like, why? You're just a regular guy. Like, you don't have to.
But it is true of like, there are times in life where people feel compelled to have to do something.
Yes, especially when you have that much knowledge.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like, it's I like it because it's a real feel. And I know like there's movies we go to see fantasy, but like you also go to see some movies for how real this thing can be. And it's like, you really in your life, sometimes you just feel like I have to do this thing.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
And especially at the fact,
I don't know why.
Yeah, and especially at the fact that these were real people that existed, and obviously the Zodiac killing was huge at the time. But you know, you get Jake Gyllenhaal's character, and like it's like one of those things. It's like you have the knowledge of it, you can solve it, but it's like it's picking at you. And you want to figure it out. It's like a puzzle. It obviously is a puzzle, and it's like you just keep thinking in your head, and you get like obsessed with it, being like, I can solve this thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, but I can't get it down, and I need to. Yeah, it becomes about obsession. And then you have Robert Downey Jr.'s character, which Robert Downey Jr. plays Robert Downey Jr., where he's kind of a chauvinistic asshole. But at the beginning, you know, he kind of goes along with Jake Gyllenhaal's shit and like is basically his partner in crime up until a point where he gets death threats from the Zodiac, to which I believe in the movie really wears down at him and allows him to go on like a destructive path where he's like, I'm done with fucking doing journalist shit. Like, I don't want to work at this fucking newspaper anymore, this and that. And it's like, because I believe the whole Zodiac thing, when the Zodiac basically called him out, he got obviously fucking PTSD from that shit. So he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be another fucking Zodiac victim. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. And then you have the second half of the movie where Jake Gyllenhaal goes back to him and being like, yo, I think I can figure out this Zodiac shit. And Robert Downey Jr. is just like, bro, I don't care. I don't want the Zodiac near my fucking life. I don't want him. I don't want this. I don't care. Do what you want to do. And yeah, I think Robert Downey Jr. is fucking great in that movie. Even the guy who's the suspect of the Zodiac was really interesting as well, where like he was just weird. He was just a weird guy. And I've seen that guy before. I think he was in Fargo. I think he was the husband of the police lady. I forget the actor's name, but he has a very distinctive face. But he's just weird. And then even like the supporting cast is like also really good in the movie. Like Mark Ruffalo's partner, he's also like really great in it because like he's trying to figure out like all the weird little like tendencies that the suspect does, and still trying to like track it down. And then you get to a point where he's defeated, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna transfer to a different like different position in the police force because like I'm like, I don't want to do homicide anymore. The Zodiac has basically killed my desire to do anything else. Yeah, Zodiac is genuinely like a really good fucking movie. It's really good. But anyways, speaking about movies, I watched one of the Godzilla movies. I watched Godzilla 2000 Millennium. What a stupid movie, but I actually really enjoyed the end. Basically, it's Godzilla in the year 2000, and it's one of those things where people really didn't get computers down. Like, computers were just like fantasy things.
That was like the little baby Godzilla ones are in the elevator at some point.
No, that's Godzilla, but that's American Godzilla that came out, I think, around 2000. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, this is Godzilla 2000 Millennium, which is the Japanese Godzilla movie.
Okay.
And basically, the whole premise is that like Godzilla is back again. Godzilla's pissed that people are like fucking shit up, and this alien from the sea comes out and is like, oh, I'm gonna start harvesting all the information on computers and basically try to like terraform Earth in order for it to become hospitable for my race, and I will create new life. Essentially, the alien tries to become God. And then it does a really dumb thing at the end where it's like, oh, in order to defeat Godzilla, I must transform into this weird homunculus version of Godzilla. And yeah, Godzilla has a sick-ass fight with a monster. And yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, after Twin Peaks, The Return, I kind of got obsessed with watching more David Lynch movies. So, you ever watched The Elephant Man?
No.
Okay. I would say besides The Straight Story, which is another David Lynch movie that he did for Disney, this is like one of the most comprehensible movies you can watch of David Lynch. Because it's very, like, it's very straightforward, besides the intro and the ending, which you can kind of take it up into interpretation. But The Elephant Man is based on a real person. I forget the actual person's name. I think his name was something. They changed his name in the movie, but it was based on a real person in that period. Uh, okay. The actual Elephant Man's name is Joseph Merrick. But in the movie they name him John. The whole premise of the Elephant Man is essentially during like the early 1900s, I want to say. No, even earlier than that. Fucking 1890 something. The Elephant Man was an oddity. He was originally shown in like as a circus sideshow. And the doctor that Anthony Hopkins plays finds him at this circus and is stunned because he is a I forget, he studies human anatomy, I believe. Anthony Hopkins' character. So originally he takes in the Elephant Man and is like, look, I want to use you as a study, this and that. And originally you think that the Elephant Man is basically dumb. Like you think that there's nothing going on in his head. But the movie becomes so heartfelt, and like I genuinely was I almost started crying because of like how human the movie tries to portray this person who obviously has been outcasted throughout his entire life. And it's such a strong movie. Like if you want to feel something about like the duality of humanity, that humanity can be beautiful but humanity can be cruel, this is like the perfect movie. It's in black and white, but it's a movie made in like the 1980s. I got the Criterion Collection version of it, and the transfer looks so good. Because it's the Blu-ray transfer, and like I said, there were moments where like it was bringing me to tears because you just felt so much sympathy for the Elephant Man because of him being like finally having friends, finally having people to talk to, rather than being viewed as a freak show. It is such a crazy movie to like watch and think, holy shit, the guy that made Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet did this movie, and it has a very like concise story you can follow. But I think that's one of the strong points of David Lynch and any of his works, that he focuses on characters a lot more. Even though he does like weird abstract shit throughout his movies, he has a very strong ability to make characters important to the plot and like make them shine in certain ways. And that's what he does. He does that with the Elephant Man. He humanizes him. And yeah, I love that movie. I genuinely think it's like one of my top movies as of now, because of how good it was. And I think it got snubbed during the Oscars because I forget what else came out during the time when Oscar season came out, because I forget what won. But yeah, John Hurt is great as the Elephant Man. John Hurt was in Aliens. He's a very distinct English actor, but he's under like a lot of prosthetics and a lot of makeup because obviously he's supposed to look like the original Elephant Man. But how he plays that character, like he does an incredible job. Like you don't even think that's a completely different person. And yeah, Anthony Hopkins has this whole thing where like he tries to become more of a good person because of interacting with John Merrick, the Elephant Man, and trying to like realize that like he's not just a case study that I should be viewing scientifically. He's a human being. All he wants is to be loved and to be cared for. And it's genuinely like fan-fucking-tastic. I recommend it, The Elephant Man.
Elephant Mang.
The Elephant Ming. Yeah, bro, I was about to cry because there were a lot of moments where it's just like, this dude just needs a hug. That's all he ever wanted. So yeah, after that I watched a couple more David Lynch movies. I did a rewatch of Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet was Kyle MacLachlan's first movie. I think it was David Lynch's third major movie. Hold on, let me look this up. But I remember when I went to community college, I was in a film class, and the professor was like, "Oh, let's watch Blue Velvet." And I only saw like towards halfway point of Blue Velvet, and I was like, "This movie is so fucking weird, but I kind of like it." Eraserhead is his first movie. Oh, I love Eraserhead. Oh my god, I love Eraserhead. So yeah, it's Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, Dune, and then Blue Velvet, and then Wild at Heart, and then eventually he went to do Twin Peaks around that time. Or no, he did Twin Peaks before Wild at Heart, after Blue Velvet, because that's how he got to meet Kyle MacLachlan. Anyways, going on the history of David Lynch. Blue Velvet is pretty good. I got the 4K Criterion version, but there's a weird encoding thing that happened, I guess, during distribution, where my PS5 reads it as Train Spotting, which is a completely different movie, but it is Blue Velvet on there. And yeah, that's the only little like funny thing, but Blue Velvet is really good. And I remember trying to like figure out what this movie is what message it's trying to convey within it, because that's what a lot of David Lynch movies tries to do, and that's why I said that like it's up to the audience to like kind of piece things together. And like Zodiac, it is a movie about obsession and desire, and how desire can be a really ugly thing. Because the whole premise of Blue Velvet is that this college kid returns home, he finds an ear in a field, he eventually finds out that this lounge singer is like kind of has like these rumors about her, so he goes to go see whether or not these rumors are true. Kind of gets obsessed with her. Hold on, I got a phone call. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I ate food.
Welcome back.
You know, I guess on a little bit of a food topic. Do you like shrimp fra Diablo or Diablo? Do you even know what that is?
Shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Shrimp Diablo, basically.
Yeah, basically. Shrimp Diablo. Yep, you have to.
I do. I love shrimp Diablo. Yes.
Okay. Like actually?
No, unironically, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Not too spicy whenever you get it?
No, yeah. Well, I mean, I enjoy it. It is spicy.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, I'll eat it. It might bother me. Like, I'm not like in the night crying or something. Oh, shit.
Okay. No, because like, I don't know if it's because my parents are getting old, but they got like buffalo wings and they ate that, and like, that's a lot of spicy food. That's just me. Like, I like spicy food, but not to a degree where like I can handle it, because like I'm a little bitch boy, and I'm like, ooh, this buffalo wing is very spicy.
A buffalo wing, nah. I've never had like issue really with spicy stuff. I'm trying to think. Nah.
Okay.
I enjoy it.
Do you eat buffalo wings with blue cheese or ranch?
Neither. I eat them with their intended way. They're supposed to be eaten with the fucking sauce, bitch.
Okay. This gets too saucy.
People eat it with that stuff, and to me, things like ranch, that's a dressing. You put it on a salad, you know?
Blue cheese is technically a dressing.
I hate dipping things and things.
Yeah. Sauce and sauce?
Cheese sauce is different. That's the only thing I really enjoy dipping certain things into.
I like with blue cheese. I can take it or leave it. In the sense that, like, oh, if it's just buffalo wings with just the buffalo sauce, yeah, I can eat it. But if it comes with a blue cheese, I usually get blue cheese. Because, like, I've seen the debate of being like, it goes with ranch. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why ranch? But I guess it's like more in the sense of, like, because it's a creamier dressing. Because it's like, I guess, is there milk in ranch?
In dressing? I don't think so.
I don't know. But either way, they're both, like, creamy sauces. So it's like, I guess it makes sense. But I mean, I like blue cheese. It's the dressing, obviously. I never had raw blue cheese straight out of the cave. Know what I'm saying? The caves of France. Or Italy. Wherever blue cheese originated from. Was it? I think it's not Belgium. I forget where blue cheese is from. Anyways, enough about shit that I'm talking about. Enough about my shenanigans. Hold on. So yeah, David Lynch, Blue Velvet, good movie. Obsession and Desire, ugly, very ugly. But yeah, I think I was talking about the synopsis. He gets obsessed with the lounge singer. Apparently she has like a weird secret life. There's a guy by the name of Frank. He hates Heineken, loves Pabst Blue Ribbon. And yeah, I want to say it has a weird ending because, like, I mean, that's most David Lynch shit, but like, it's a very happy ending, which is surprising. Blue Velvet. But after that, I watched Mulholland Drive, which is another David Lynch movie. Talk about fucking weird. Talk about fucking weird. Yo, Mulholland Drive is a fucking trip. You ever watch Mulholland Drive? Have you ever watched like a David Lynch movie like at all?
I'm sure I have.
Just don't remember?
Nah, I don't remember.
Okay, so the synopsis for Mulholland Drive is that this lady gets into a car accident. She has amnesia. This other lady finds her, and they basically team up together to try to figure out what the fuck is up, if they're able to like piece who this lady is with the amnesia. But the movie takes like a turn in the second half of it where it becomes a completely different story. And it's very weird, but obviously it's something that you kind of have to like watch again and kind of like piece things together, which I kind of understand in some ways. Like I came up with like my own theories and shit like that. But yeah, Mulholland Drive is fucking weird. It's good though. Naomi Watts is in it, and she's very good in it. Let's see.
Naomi
what? Oh yeah, Naomi Watts is in season 3 of Twin Peaks. She plays
I don't even know what this is.
she has a very like if you see her face, you're like, oh, I've seen this lady in something.
Oh, I've seen her in nothing.
Yeah, I've seen her in stuff. But she's in there. She plays Janie E, and then she plays the wife of Dougie, and Dougie Jones. Hello. Sorry, I'm thinking about season 3 of Twin Peaks. Such a dumb season, but I really, really enjoyed it, even though it is fucking weird. So on Criterion, on the Criterion channel, the app that I subscribe to, they're doing a theme for this month with Philip Seymour Hoffman. You know who Philip Seymour Hoffman is, right?
Pretty sure.
Acclaimed actor that passed away too early.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Philip Seymour
Hoffman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in that one movie with the thing.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, that's true. It just doesn't want me to talk, and it's all it is. It's fine.
It's okay.
Like,
no, I mean,
shut up.
if you know who Philip Seymour Hoffman is, that's great because like he is.
I don't see more Hoffman. I see less Hoffman.
So I guess not then. All right. So I was anticipating this movie a little bit because I've heard of it. It's called Love, Liza. It stars Philip Seymour Hoffman. He plays a widower. A widower, yes. Because like,
widower?
Isn't there like a difference between male and female? Like a widow is just female, and then widower.
Oh, but it's a widower or a widower?
Widowy.
A widower? Like widowy? Are you hitting the gwitty?
He's hitting the gwitty widowing.
Widowy. That's so stupid.
No, but Love, Liza is like a really depressing movie. Because
oh no.
Yeah, it's really depressing. Because it's basically a character study of this guy who's like, his life is spiraling out of control because he has no way to cope because his wife committed suicide. And basically, the beginning of the movie is him, like, he's just at home and he doesn't know, like, I think it's been like a couple weeks since his wife passed away. And he keeps in contact with his mother-in-law. But there's obviously some kind of like tension because he feels like he's part of the reason as to why his wife killed herself, excuse me. In which it's revealed that he finds a letter that's addressed to him from his wife, and he realizes that it's a suicide letter, and he gets really, really like upset about it because of the fact that he's like, I don't want to read it. Because I know she's going to say something in there that, like, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to handle it. But either way, he is not able to handle it because he doesn't find a way to cope with that. And talking with his mother-in-law makes him even more stressed out because she wants him to open the letter to see what exactly were her last words, but he doesn't want to, obviously. So the only way he figures out on a way to like kind of forget about the shit is huff gasoline. And it's like he gets really deep
that
into
shit fucks you.
So he got really deep into it to the point where like he's like, I can't have like gasoline in here. What can I use? Oh, I'll use fuel for like model airplanes, remote control airplanes that run on gas. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use that to huff instead of regular gasoline because like the gas station that I go to is getting too suspicious. But yeah, it's like I said, it's more of a character study because like you're following Philip Seymour Hoffman like during the decline of just like huffing gas. And then he gets better because he gets a better job opportunity. But there's also a thing that happens where like he quits for a little bit with the huffing. His boss comes up to him and is like, oh, I'm deeply attracted to you. And then he can't cope.
Fuck?
And that's the thing. He couldn't cope with that, being like, I don't want
more gasoline.
He's like, yeah. He just goes right back to the gas, and then he gets a better job position at a different workplace. But then some shit happens where he gets robbed, and then he goes right back to the gasoline. And like I said, it's a guy whose life is like spiraling out of control because of just like his inability to cope with certain things. And to be fair, it is a situation where it's horrible. It's horrible to think about that, like, you know, that your loved one leaves a letter after they committed suicide and you just don't know what to do. Some people handle it differently. But Philip Seymour Hoffman is fantastic in this movie, and he like I said, he's one of those actors that like almost anything he's in, he always gives it like 100%, and it's sad at the fact that he's gone. Yeah. But yeah, they had Philip Seymour Hoffman as the theme for this month. There's a couple other movies I still have to check out, like Capote and Schenectady, New York, which is another one. But they also have The Master with him and Joaquin Phoenix, which is a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and they're also doing that for this month as well, where it's like a couple of Paul Thomas Anderson movies. So it's The Master, There Will Be Blood, not Boogie Nights. What was the other one? Oh, Punch Drunk Love, which with Adam Sandler, which is one I still have to watch. I was about to give the middle finger. Punch Drunk Love is still one I have to see, and Licorice Pizza is the other one. So a couple good movies on the Criterion shit. Speaking about Criterion, I watched a movie called Blowout with John Travolta. It's directed by Brian De Palma, who is the director of Scarface. And man, what a fucking great movie. What a great flick. Blowout is really good. And the ending is really dark. But the synopsis is this audio engineer / designer for movies is out at night trying to pick up like new noise for a horror movie. So he's picking up noise, and all of a sudden he witnesses a car basically steer off the road and crash into a river. He saves one person inside, which was this girl, and he realizes that there was another person inside the car that was somebody that was running to be the governor. And it basically becomes a conspiracy movie about like whether or not like the governor was assassinated, because during his like his rewinding of his audio tapes, he starts to hear like sounds of a gunshot, and so he starts to come up with theories of just being like, there's something more going on with the death of this governor. And the ending, like I said, is incredibly dark. But man, I would recommend going into that movie. Like, it's genuinely really good, and John Travolta is great in it. And it's funny because like it's one of those movies where like he's the only rational person, but everyone else around him is just like, you worry too much, John Travolta. Stop it. And he's like, you don't understand. There's a fucking conspiracy happening. And they're like, you're crazy. Yeah, Blowout. I recommend it. Let's see. I watched season 1 of The Bear. Did you ever watch The Bear? The show?
No.
No. It stars that guy who was in shit. What was that show called?
The blonde kid.
Yeah, the blonde kid, kind of with the curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forget his name. I forget the show. No, Shameless. There we go. Yeah, that show's good. It's pretty good. I like it when he yells and everybody yells in the Chicago accent. Chicago. And the guy who plays Richie, also known as Cousin, he's also great in it. It's a very good show. Obviously, it's a show about anxiety and stress, and that probably owning a restaurant sucks. Probably that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to own a restaurant. All that shit, like working in restaurants, made me not ever. Not that I wouldn't want to own one, I guess, because of that, but it's just the style of it, having to work with people and shit like that is not something I'd want to do.
I mean, I only worked in fast food as like anything considering like food restaurant ish, but even then, like that shit was just like, you know, food stuff is obviously a thing you don't fuck with people about, and even like ordering food is just like, it can be a nightmare. But
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the bear season 1's good. I watched a little bit of like season 2 because it kind of has like a whole new anxiety thing going through it as of right now. But yeah, so far it's pretty good. Deadpool and Wolverine I already talked about. Same day as well, because since tickets were like $6, $8 technically, I went to go see M. Night Shyamalan's Trap.
Shalama.
Do you know anything about Trap?
Yeah, I saw the previews and stuff.
Okay. It was okay. I think the only thing I have to say is, goddamn, Josh Hartnett is hot as hell. The main guy. That man aged like fine wine. But other than
the main character?
Yeah, the main guy. He was in a lot of like other things. Like way before. He was like before, like in his early days, he was just like a face, because obviously he has like a very pretty face when he was younger. I mean, he still looks good. And in this movie, like the whole premise is at a concert, it's supposed to be a sting operation to catch a serial killer, and I think I had different expectations for this movie. There is kind of a twist, but the twist is like kind of like, you can take it or leave it. But overall, I think it is a really good job by Josh Hartnett, who tries to convey himself as a caring father while at the same time being somebody who has something else going on with him. But yeah, it was okay. I enjoyed it. I think the only thing I would have criticism of is that the third half of the movie the thirds of the movie is like pretty long and kind of goes on for a little too long. But other than that, it was enjoyable. Would I say you got to go see it now? No. I would recommend it on the cheap Tuesday like I did, depending which theater you go to. What else did I watch? Oh, I finally got my copy of Furiosa.
Nice.
I watched it. What a fucking great movie. That was a great movie. Holy shit. Chris Hemsworth is great in that movie. He's so evil. He's so conniving and like diabolical. He's great. Like the guy who plays Thor, he could play a fucking sadistic evil motherfucker. I love it. Yeah. I think it's just like a great addition to like the Mad Max world, and that kind of like made me go back and play the Mad Max video game a little bit more. Even though I did complete the story, I just want to go back and get all the achievements and shit, because like
Mad Max,
the world of Mad Max is like really cool, and I do like the ending of Furiosa where it I'm not gonna spoil it, but like it does a really neat thing with the ending where it's just like it feels right for a Mad Max thing. But yeah, the action was like crazy, obviously. And it was fun. It was really good. And like I said, Chris Hemsworth fucking steals the show as Dementus. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to revisit some Quentin Tarantino movies, even though I've seen the majority of them, or all of them. So I watched a comfort movie last night, Jackie Brown. You ever watch Jackie?
No. Nope.
It's Quentin Tarantino's third movie. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it. I'm trying to think
Is
of...
it based off of the show or no?
It's based off a movie. I mean, it's based off a book, but the book is called Rum Punch, I think it's called.
Okay.
But it's Quentin Tarantino's interpretation of that book. And it's... man, when you want to talk about a good, grounded movie, and surprising that it's Quentin Tarantino, this is it. Like even though Pulp Fiction is technically like his breakout movie, even though that is technically his second movie, Jackie Brown like is really well done. All the characters are great. I think my favorite actor in that movie, besides Samuel L. Jackson and Pam Grier, is Robert Forster. Robert Forster was in other movies that I talked about. He was in Twin Peaks Season 3. He was also in Mulholland Drive. And whenever I see him, I always know that he's going to do a really good job. But I remember watching Jackie Brown for the first time, and I was like, why hasn't this guy been in anything else? He is fucking great. And essentially the movie is about just aging. It's just getting old. That's all it is. But he's fantastic in it. Pam Grier is great in it. Samuel Jackson is like obviously a cold motherfucker. Then you got Robert De Niro and Bridget Fonda. Like everybody's just all around the cast is just really good. Oh, and even Michael Keaton is in it.
Keaton, the Keatonster.
Yeah, I think this is after Batman. Way after Batman. But yeah, Jackie Brown, I bought the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray everything looks phenomenal with the transfer of Blu-rays. And yeah, it's just like, it's one of those movies where the ending, like, it like breaks my heart sometimes, that ending. And it's crazy to think that like no other Quentin Tarantino movie has ever had a moment where it breaks my heart like Jackie Brown does. But I'm trying to think as like which movies of like Quentin Tarantino that I would list, because he's only done like 9 movies at this point. He's getting ready for his 10th, because I think we talked about this, that he basically scrapped his idea for his 10th movie and starting new. I would have to say top is Inglourious Bastards for me, because I like the fun that Inglourious Bastards has. Second would be Jackie Brown. Third would be Kill Bill Volume 1, specifically. Then after that would have to be... I think it's mostly like equal... I think it's just all equal of like... Kill Bill Volume 2... Hateful Eight, Django. No, I think Django goes a little bit above that. Reservoir Dogs is like with Django on that line. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a very good movie, but like it's one of those movies you kind of need historical context for, because obviously it is a pulpy version of events that happened within that time period. And yeah, that's Chunch's ranking of Quentin Tarantino movies. Because I bought Jackie Brown and I bought Reservoir Dogs because I really like Reservoir Dogs, but Jackie Brown is like I said, it's above that because of just like so grounded, even though like there are very kind of fantastical things, but everyone in that movie is fucking great. Everyone is really good in that movie. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention, I bought Once Upon a Time in China starring Jet Li, the complete films, which are 6 movies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 6 movies. So these movies are kind of interesting. I had to rebuy it because the first one that I got from Amazon, the tab that you have to press for the DVDs to come out was broken. So I was debating whether or not to return it back, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to return it back to get a new copy. Hopefully, knock on wood, this shit does not break, because I think that's the one thing I have problems with, is that, like, I would have been fine. I would have just, like, put it in, like, a regular, like, fucking, like, Blu-ray case. But the thing is that, like, this is, like, a special edition thing where it has, like, a whole picture thing going on. You can't really see it because it's a little blurry because of the GPU thing. Yeah, but, like, there's a whole, like, mural that goes on with opening the thing. And it also comes with, like, a booklet that I think is, like, behind the scenes and some interviews and shit like that. Yeah, I just gotta be really careful with this. Obviously because of the plastic shit. Because that's the only unfortunate thing about Criterion, is that, like, some of the collector or, like, some of the new, like, collections that they have, like, tend to do, like, more of a like a theme with it, and, like, that's only exclusive to Criterion. So this is the other thing, is that, like, the first three movies and the last movie are on the Criterion channel, but Once Upon a Time in China 4 and 5 aren't on the Criterion channel because there's a weird legal thing that happened where the rights for those movies belong to somebody else. I believe, yes, Fortune Star Media Limited owns those movies. While at the same time, the first 3 movies and the last movie, I think, are under Warner Brothers. So this is basically a collaboration with those two companies being like, hey, let's just make one collection. Everybody can watch it and see the movies, obviously. Because there's kind of actually no other way of seeing all these movies besides this collection. So I have to check all these movies to see if they work. I pray to God they do, because, like I said, I got paranoid after one of the discs for Ultraman, like, had a scratch on it, and it was already past, like, the return date. So yeah, I have to be very cautious with, like, movies that I buy, because sometimes there's, like, a print accident that happens. Then yeah, shit just happens. Yeah, so that's shit that I watched, shit that I played. I guess to keep up with certain things, I'm already at the time skip of One Piece. So time has passed, specifically 2 years have passed in One Piece. And I'm still reading Dune Messiah, which is the second Dune book. Yo, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do for that movie adaptation. That second book of Dune is wild. Because it goes full sci-fi. Compared to original Dune. Which Dune, to be fair, has sci-fi elements, but Dune Messiah has, like, crazy fucking, like, weird sci-fi shit in it.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I really like it. It's obviously the second book is a lot shorter. And another thing that I want to correct myself, because I did say this, that Frank Herbert passed away before he wrote the other books. That's untrue. He actually was still alive. He wrote the 6 books, but his son Brian wrote, like, supplementary material for the world, so, like, Dune side stories and shit like that. But overall, yeah, chonch be chonchin', and that final boss for Elden Ring is pretty tough. And that's basically it. Yo,
that boss does look tough, to be fair.
That boss is insane. Once you get to that second phase, I think his damage intake decreases. So, like, if you try to hit him a little bit more, he doesn't get hit too hard. But I'm trying to use a bleed weapon. But the thing is that, like, yeah, he's a bitch. He's fucking...
You should be using a DDR pad, obviously.
I should. But I want to finish that. I want to finish that game and then figure out what I'm going to play next. I'm debating on whether or not it should be a short game or if it should be, obviously, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth.
Yakuza?
The Yakuzas.
All Yakuza.
Yakuza. All right, that's it. You want to run through the news, or you want to take a little break?
So the news, baby.
All right. I don't know.
Have it in front of me.
I know. I have to read this off because I don't know whether or not we talked about it or not because I forgot to pin this shit.
That's all right. If you just start it, I know, and then I can talk about it.
Okay. 360 store has been officially shut down. This was July 29th.
How do you feel about that?
It's an end of an era, but I didn't really have a 360 at the time. I had a PS3, so
Same.
Yeah, there was that.
So good riddance, bitch.
Yeah,
about you, not
suck it. But I mean, I've been looking at like videos about like what games to get for the 360 before the store shuts down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's mostly like indie games and stuff like that, and everything else is kind of like backwards compatible. So I didn't really have a desire to go and fish out like what I want from it.
I didn't have enough fish in my pants.
Yeah, I didn't either. But the only thing is that some 360 games I do have, I won't be able to get the DLC for any of them if there was like story DLCs for them specifically. So that's the only thing that like I probably should have checked before it got closed down. But yep, end of an era, 360. The other thing is Xbox hardware revenue is down by 42% as of last year. And let's see, Activision acquisition continues to boost content sales. So, I mean, you can say that about any company, that sales go up and down. But there was a thing that I saw from Activision that happened, that there was a planned mod that was supposed to come out, I think, today, actually, by a community that wanted to basically, like, retexturize Modern Warfare Remaster.
Yeah, number 2, I believe.
Yeah. So, oh god, is it here? Did I put it here? I don't know if I put it on here. I don't think I did. Anyways, but yes, there was a modding community that was planning on doing an update for the PC version of Modern Warfare Remastered, but Activision basically swept the rug from under them and basically sent them a cease and desist. So that is basically canceled. Thanks, Activision.
Thanks, Activision.
Moving on from that, who else should we thank? Hey, Bungie, thanks for laying off 220 employees.
No, but seriously, thank you.
Thanks. We love you. I love you. And there was a thing that I just saw like a couple minutes ago that I think it was... Who was it? Hold on. Jason Schreier put this out like a couple hours ago. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Here we go. Ubisoft laid off 45 people from San Francisco and North Carolina offices this week. So this year, Red Storm canceled a game based on the clan. Okay, so they laid off some people from Red Storm, which were the people that were, I think, doing a Tom Clancy thing for Ubisoft. So that happened a couple hours ago. But yes, Bungie has laid off some employees, and to kind of put some icing on that cake,
there's a cake?
There's a cake to this Bungie thing. Bungie reportedly misled Sony about its financial position ahead of its $3.6 billion acquisition. Employees say Sony overpaid for Bungie after the studio misled the PlayStation maker by selling things they were just not able to deliver. There was also another little thing to this where the CEO over at Bungie basically bought some new cars and shit during, like, I think this year, and was like showing off his cars and stuff while at the same time making more money than the employees and also laying them off. So people are obviously pissed at that, being like, you fucker, you spent the money on cars. But yeah, that's one of the things that came out, that Bungie lied to Sony.
It's crazy because people defend Bungie so much, even when they were with Activision. And apparently the whole time they were with Activision, Bungie was a fucking...
They were dying.
It was them that was a shit show, not
Activision.
Because you would think Activision's the shit show.
Yeah. But no. But even then, like, I remember we saw news reports of being like people leaving Bungie or people getting fired from Bungie. Being like...
Yeah, but I thought that had to do with like Bobby Kotick at the time.
Yeah, you would think, but... I think Bobby Kotick still played part of it.
It could have been 50-50.
It could have been 50-50, yeah.
But still, like...
But it's mostly...
I always thought Bungie was like a stand-up, like, company, like, with the good old,
yeah,
set of people. Also, him buying a car and showing off for multiple cars, like, I mean, the dude gets paid a lot. I don't think him going and doing that... I understand the timing isn't great.
Oh, it's definitely not.
He's allowed to, like, enjoy what he wants, and I understand, like...
So
again, like, if it's such a problem having this guy as a in the company as CEO or whatever, and you want to make a change, the board needs to make a change then.
So you're telling me not to eat the rich? Is that what you're telling me?
Do whatever you want, but
this rich man tastes delicious.
I just think, like, people saying, like, oh, but he bought a car, that's not fair, he should be paying his employees. Yeah, I don't think it's just him. I think the entire set of people vote on it or whatever. I don't know this. I mean,
he's the CEO,
well.
but yeah, I don't know business.
Again, I don't know how they determine who's making what. If he makes all the decisions, yeah, he should have made better decisions for sure.
Yeah,
but if it's a board of people that are making the decisions, they should have fucking said something too.
Yeah, that too. I think there was a thing that we saw that like positions over in Bungie were like moving all around. Like they didn't have like specific people to lead. Like certain certain groups.
They felt like they didn't have enough people. What it was is they kept promising more and more games. Matter was supposed to come out, that never showed.
Yeah. I don't think there's still there's like nothing for it, like no concept or anything.
They stopped talking about it. That was the game they were getting paid from Tencent to make.
Yes. And Marathon.
And I wonder if I don't know if Marathon was the one that they wanted them to make.
Yes,
I know that Matter was 100%.
That the Marathon was shown, I think at like Summer Games Fest or something like that. It was showed like I think like the end of last year.
Right, but like 4 years ago, they got an influx of cash for Matter.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And Matter was being talked about for a long time.
Yeah,
they just stopped talking about it.
Oh, Bungie, you crazy. Are you gonna play more Destiny?
I don't know, man. That really depends on where it ends up going.
All right, fair enough. All right, so yeah, Bungie Big Liars, TD Dubs. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
I don't know what I'm saying either. Anyways, a new Darksiders game has been revealed. Are you excited? Do you want to play more Darksiders?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot I saw this.
Yeah. THQ had like a whole thing that they were showing off. I forgot they were showing off like some other shit, but like this is the only thing I can figure out. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Unannounced Tarizer Studio title, Hunter the Way of Lintukoto, Reserve, the Gothic remake, Titan Quest 2, Wreckfest 2, Epic Mickey rebrushed, Space for Sale, the Eternal Life of Goldman. But yeah, possibly a new Darksiders game might come out. I hope it's good. That's all I'm hoping for. And then some goofy shit. So Game Informer closed down.
Yeah. Which IGN closed it because IGN owns them.
Yes. But the even goofier shit is they deleted everything.
What do you mean?
They deleted everything.
I don't know what that means. The website? Everything?
Yes, the website has been nuked. So all the old archived articles, gone. Interviews, gone. Videos that Game Informer had, gone. Even the Twitter account is gone.
It's very like rewriting history.
Actually, it's GameStop that owns Game Informer.
I'm almost positive IGN bought, because there was a big article about IGN bought a bunch of sites and magazines.
No, because I believe it was.
I mean, I know GameStop owns them. Like they own them for years.
GameStop shut down Game Informer. But I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw an article that said that IGN recently bought, not recently, but like a few months ago they bought them.
No, IGN did buy a bunch of like other gaming related like news media, but Gamers Network is that's the thing. They
acquires Eurogamer, GI, Rock Paper, and more. I guess maybe I made it up in my head.
Yeah, I think you did. It's GameIndustry.biz. GameIndustry.biz, Eurogamer, Rock Paper Shotgun, VG2247.
Why would they shut down their own thing then?
And Dicebreaker. Who? Who are you talking about?
GameStop. Why would they shut down their own thing?
Oh, because Game Informer was not profitable for them.
Yeah, but it's been not profitable for years then. Why would they?
I mean,
I guess when it was magazine, maybe it was.
Yeah, I mean, people still got Game Informer. And that was part of their, like, I think, like, the pro membership. You get copies of Game Informer.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't sound profitable. Like, I don't even know how magazines are, I guess. Like,
I mean, the problem is that Game Informer had some good stuff on it, like exclusive interviews, and also that was the thing, is that like before it got shut down, they were supposed to have like a whole thing of coverage for the new Dragon Age game.
Yeah.
So it's gone now because the whole website is nuked.
Sounds like maybe they it was very hush.
Also, the covers for a lot of Game Informer magazines were pretty fucking cool.
They were really cool back in the day.
I think I still have them somewhere. I don't know, because like a old coworker that I had gave me like a bunch of his old Game Informer like magazines, and they were like, a lot of them were like really cool. And I was like reading the reviews and shit, and yeah, it's sad because like I said, there were a lot of really good covers.
Yeah.
But thanks,
it's really
GameStop.
Funny, actually. I had a box of them probably like 10 years ago. I tossed them because I was like, I don't fucking care.
They'll never gain any worth.
Not even that I thought they would be worth something, just like at the same time I was like, I mean, am I actually ever going to go back and read all this shit? And I was like, probably not.
I mean, it's kind of like a time capsule, most of those magazines.
Like, yeah, that's why I was keeping it, but again, it just got to the point where I was like, it's too much room and taking up space, basically.
Yeah, I mean, because like, look at Nintendo Power. Like, they're obviously collectors for the Nintendo Power magazines.
Yeah. No, and that's true. I mean, everything in this world will be a collection to somebody at some point.
Yeah, just like my Once Upon in Time in China movie, China, or my Fast and Furious 10 movie collection I have there.
It's true. He does love Dominic.
I like those. I'm very excited to watch Fast 6 because I hear that's where it gets fucking goofy and everybody gets superpowers and shit.
Superpowers. They get superpowers?
They get superpowers. Bro, I bought fucking Hobbs and Shaw, and I remember watching the trailer for that, and I'm like, fucking Idris Elba has fucking superpowers?
Yeah, Idris Elba is the keeper of the Rainbow Gate.
Yeah, he's the power of the Camaro engine. I don't know.
Stupid.
Anyways, you want to talk about stupid? Hey, did you like Star Wars Jedi Survivor? Of course you did. That's the second one, not the first one. Yeah, the first one is Fallen Order. Anyways, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 version is coming out September 17th of this year. You can pre-order now. Are you gonna go back and play the PS4 version of
what?
Jedi Survivor?
They're gonna put it on PS4?
Yes, PS4 and Xbox One. because that was promised when the game
I'm
came
sorry.
out.
I thought you said PS. I was thinking you were saying.
Yo, man, put the fucking mouse down.
How the fuck is it PS4? No, because I heard you say.
No, you couldn't hear me
Jesus
through all
Christ.
your League clicking. You couldn't hear me through that.
I'm a League winner, bro.
No,
all I do is win on League.
You beat Jizzin in League. No, this was when the game was announced. It was planned to come out on Xbox One and PS4, but it didn't because it was meant to be for newer consoles and PC. But they're like, "Hey, this still exists. We're not gonna forget about it." And here they are coming back. I think already. When did this game come out? Like last year? Or was it this year? I don't remember when the fucking Jedi Survivor came out because I have yet to play it. I think it came out last year. But yeah, the only other goofy shit of like returning to the last console generation that I've seen is Shadow of Mordor. That has a PS3 version.
Terrible game.
Which is really bad.
Did you play that game?
I like that game. Bro,
again, I think I just hate everything. It's fine.
I like Lord of the Rings. Of course I'm gonna like that game.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was okay.
Yeah. What?
Lord
of the Rings was okay?
The story's good, but the movies are terrible.
Oh god, okay. You know what? Never mind. Anyways.
Oh, didn't we go over this? They whisper so much.
Yes, we've done this. We've done this dance before. We've done this tango. There's a part of me that wants to watch that Amazon show just for shits and giggles.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. I heard it's okay-ish.
Yeah, even though it just runs on the appendices of Lord of the Rings.
Your appendicitis got him.
Yeah, it's about to give me appendicitis.
You guys hear? Did the people that are going to listen to this recording in 18 years hear me get him?
Yes. Did you get me? Did they cure appendicitis in the future? Anyways. Yeah, so this is coming on Xbox One and PS4, and I'm just curious to see.
Xbox One or Juan?
So I bought this game for PS5. I wanted to get the PC version, but like I think the PC version is still fucked.
You be fucking PCs?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do I?
In the future, you might.
In the future.
Oh,
oh shit, maybe. Fuck the AI. Anyways.
Yeah, gonna turn my robot into Sacagawea.
I don't know about that. Anyways, yeah, it's so weird the return because I don't think any other game for this console generation. No, that's a lie. Well, I mean, they released simultaneously with the PS4 version because like I could think obviously of like God of War and Horizon Forbidden West. But it's so weird that we're getting like a year after where the previous version is coming out. It's so fucking bizarre. Anyways, I still gotta play that game. Very curious as to like how it is because I hear the story is pretty good, but like I said, the PC version of that game is like it runs really terribly, and I don't think they fixed it like at all. Star Wars connecting with Disney. Hey, did you know Disney Plus is raising its prices again? $16 with no ads. The fourth increase since launch, and then more than double what it cost 5 years ago.
Say it again.
Okay, Disney Plus is raising its prices again.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah. I'm not even doing anything. I'm actually just looking at.
Are you just gooning? Are you just gooning?
What the fuck? I'm morbid.
Yeah, morb. I'm about to morb.
Yes, I did see this. I'm so sorry. Did I post this?
I think you did, or maybe yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
One of us did, but probably me. But one of us definitely did.
Maybe me.
Yeah, double its original or whatever. I looked at it what it was before, and I was like, how? Like, it's crazy how much it is. But like, it's also crazy because all of them are raising like this, and it's like you might as well just get cable again, buddy.
Yeah, that's what's happening with a lot of streaming services. It's just becoming cable 2.0.
Yeah, I was like, me and my brothers were talking about it, and like each one of us are going to keep one basically.
Mm-hmm.
But Like, if it was me on my own, like not sharing anything, I would just get Netflix in or Hulu, whichever one, right?
Yeah.
And I would just keep one. I'd be done with, you know. And then the only other thing I would do is like we were talking about HBO because none of us really use it. Um,
Mm,
and my one brother was like, "Well, if this show comes up, I'll just get it for a month and watch it." And I was like, that's
that's
about what
fair.
I'm gonna have to start doing for
For
watch
streaming.
it for like a month. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the unfortunate
yeah.
thing. Because, like, that's also the other thing is that, like, Disney Plus stuff, there really isn't anything that I'm, like, really interested in. I don't know. Like, maybe I might watch, like, a Marvel thing, but I started watching, like, Andor, the Star Wars show. And, like, it's all right, you know, but, like, I'm kind of near the end, and I'm just, like, I never went back to actually, like, finish it. So I should probably finish it. Because I want to watch The Acolyte, because obviously people fucking losing their minds over that shit. Being like, this is not Star Wars. Star Wars doesn't have black people. Or Korean people.
It's crazy because I heard the Acolyte's actually really good.
Okay, I've heard different. I've heard, like, people complaining about The Acolyte.
Yes, I've seen a lot of people complain about it, but I've also watched people on TikTok that are like, "It's really fucking good," and then they'll show like a spot where that they really liked, and I'm like, "Oh, this looks great."
Okay. I'll probably give it a shot. But yeah, I gotta finish watching...
Shonch comes back and says, "Bad,
It
bad show."
was bad. I hate...
Why would you recommend bad?
Because, like, that's the thing. I've always told you that, like, I have a love-hate relationship with Star Wars. Because, like, I love the universe shit, but, like, I hate the fact that we're stuck with the same fucking people every goddamn time in a big-ass galaxy.
I mean, yeah, but you have to remember about how strong nostalgia is, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the
it's the same thing as, like, getting the same superheroes in Marvel movies over and over again.
Oh, did we talk about that? Robert Downey Jr. is coming back?
No, we didn't yet.
Oh, God. All right, I guess we'll talk
Hold
about
on,
that.
finish your thought first on this one real quick.
No, go ahead with your thing. Nostalgia.
Where was I, though?
You were talking
yeah. So, I already forgot my thought. Nostalgia stuff, right?
Yeah.
It hits hard with, I don't know if it's, no, it definitely was our generation before.
Mm-hmm.
And the nostalgia that was before our parents' generation was more like, nostalgia to them is like old crunchy shit. Like if your family came from Italy, they're like, "Well, remember you're from Italy," and pizza and whatever else
You love the crunchy shit, and you're like,
well, no, because like they didn't have media really for or maybe not that generation, but you know what I mean. Like at some point it goes back where they don't have nostalgia to actual media.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of nostalgia for like these characters that we've created over time, you know?
Yeah, that's why
so
movies
it's going to mean something to us to see them over and over again.
That's why movies get rebooted or remade, and then there are legacy characters and this and that.
But that's also not to just discount you from like, totally, they should make tons of stories because there's hundreds of books or some shit of this anyways.
So that's the thing. The only thing that I hear that's really good is Star Wars Visions, but that's like an anthology series where it's like different animation studios trying out different Star Wars stories, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's really cool. But the thing is that what really annoyed me was what was it? I think it was like season 2 of The Mandalorian, how that ended.
Yeah,
or it was just like,
I didn't watch it.
Oh God, do you even want me to say anything?
Go ahead. I'm probably not gonna watch it anyways.
Okay, where they brought Luke into the fucking end of the movie.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, end of the series, where I'm just like, oh come on, like the first season like didn't mention anyone from the movies, but no, then season 2 is just like, hey, you heard of Boba Fett? And it's like, ah, fuck.
I did think it was really cool when Luke came through. Again, the nostalgia was just, I loved it, dude.
Yeah, and then Luke was like, you remind me of Yoda, Baby Yoda, and then he gave Baby Yoda a kiss on the head. And he's like, you remind me.
Sean saw Luke and he was like,
no,
threw controller on ground and walked away.
I saw that and I was like, oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. No, even when they mentioned Boba Fett, which is like, yes, of course, because the whole thing with like the Mandalorians, like their helmets, you know, and Boba Fett had the same helmet, and so did Jango Fett, and it's like, okay, what the fuck is their connection? And it's like, oh, they're not Mandalorians, they're just dudes that like the armor, they were clones, and they're like, ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear the armor and gonna be a fucking bounty hunter.
They're like motorcycle dudes on the weekend that wear the leather when they go out.
Yeah, basically, because like fucking Mandalorian was just like, hey, you fucking Boba Fett, why the fuck you wearing the helmet? You're not a real Mandalorian. It's like, you took off the helmet, you should be dead. And Boba Fett's like, I don't give a shit about your Mandalorian bullshit. He's like, it was my dad's. I like this shit. It looks fire. It looks really fire. And then they're like, okay, bye Mandalorian. All right, Boba Fett, have fun in your spin-off series.
Yeah. Do you remember what the people were talking about when they showed Boba Fett though?
That they should have brought back the kid actor that played Boba Fett?
No, I don't know about that. They were just talking about like how overweight he looked.
Yeah, because the guy's like fucking in his late 50s.
But they didn't like. You know how like Hugh Jackman went back for Wolverine and just got in jack shape?
Yeah.
They weren't like, dude, this movie's coming out and like, or this show's coming out in a year. Can you like work out for like 4 months?
Nah, you just see Boba Fett running around with his beer gut.
Like, he was like drinking beer and eating Cheetos.
I can't talk. Well, I know I can talk because I'm a big guy. So yeah.
You don't fucking. If you were a TV star, it would be doing something different. Probably.
But it's just like it's so goofy because it's like there was an argument for people with people being like, why didn't they just bring back the kid who played Boba Fett from the prequel movies? Because like he's in good shape. He's like around the same age.
No, but, you know why they brought the other guy back?
Because he's a clone.
Oh, okay, and he's old.
Because that's the whole point. Is that like all Boba Fett and Jango Fett are clones, but Jango Fett, but Jango Fett took in Boba Fett as a son.
Don't ignore me.
No, I heard you. Anyways, and that's what he's supposed to look like when he's all grown up. He's supposed to look like Jango Fett. But like I said, I have a fucking weird relationship with Star Wars because it's like I love the world, I love all the weird shit, but then it's just like Luke, Leia,
he wants to kiss Star Wars. He wants to kiss Star Wars.
Han Solo needs to be in this movie and jerk off a Wookiee named Chewbacca. And it's like God damn it. Why can't we just have nice things? Why can't we just like have just a singular story and just focus on that? Because like at least that's the one good part about Andor that I'm watching is that like it's kind of focusing on pre-episode 4. That like it's like it kind of has its own thing going on, but obviously, you know, I have a feeling they're gonna just like show fucking Darth Vader at some point. Be like, you remember him? And it's like, yes, fucking of course I remember fucking Darth Vader.
I hope everything you watch Star Wars related now has Darth Vader.
Darth Vader just coming in. The only cool part about Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor Fallen Order. What the fuck is it? Jedi? Yes. Anyways, the video game that came out with the kid with the red hair, is that the ending? It's like, hey, Darth Vader just fucking shows up. Oh. He's a fucking unstoppable force? Okay, that makes sense. Because he's just so fucking evil. It's like, great, fantastic. I like that part of Darth Vader, but it's just like, God, that shit with Mandalorian Season 2 just like annoyed, it bugged the fuck out of me. And especially at the fact that like, even like midway of the season, I saw news for like, hey, did you know there's going to be a Jango Fett series? Or, not Jango Fett, a Boba Fett series, the Book of Boba Fett? You gotta watch that shit in order to figure out what the fuck happens in season 3 of Mandalorian. And I'm just like, God fucking damn it, we're MCU-ifying the fucking supplementary material again. And like all the comic books that you read and all that other supplemental shit, all the TV shows, nope, not canon, not anymore, idiot. Except for Ahsoka. Ahsoka exists. Rosario Dawson is Ahsoka. I was like, okay, I guess. Like, I just get, like, mentally drained every time with fucking Star Wars shit. I'm tired. Anyways, speaking about tired, Meta closes Ready at Dawn Studios. I didn't even know Meta owned Ready at Dawn.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So if you don't remember Ready at Dawn, they were the developers of Lone Echo, The Order 1886, God of War
1886,
God of War Chain of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, and Daxter. So they're dead.
Daxter. The standalone?
Yes. The PSP game. I guess Meta was planning on using them for like VR shit. So, but it obviously didn't pan through. So yeah, that's it for Ready at Dawn. Unfortunately, I really did enjoy Daxter, and I have not played those PSP God of War games, but I did play The Order 1886. There's a stream of me playing that game. Damn, what a disappointing game. What a fucking disappointment.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a showcase game for the PS4, obviously, because like it looks visually pretty. Don't get me wrong, but like the story is like incredibly stupid. Anyways, speaking of not stupid shit and awesome shit, hey, guess what? Tango GameWorks has been revived by PUBG publisher Krafton. And they plan to expand on the Hi-Fi Rush IP. They live.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. It'll be cool to see what they do with that.
I'm really interested in what they do besides Hi-Fi Rush, because I believe The Evil Within and Dishonored and... No, Tango didn't do Dishonored. I think The Evil Within, I think, is the only other... Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo was the other one. I think Microsoft technically still owns those IPs. So, possibly no Evil Within 3. For people who are hoping for Evil Within 3. But yeah, I hope it goes well for them. Who knows? Will the cat from Hi-Fi Rush 808 be in PUBG?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. I hope Krafton... I don't know, because like I remember the whole thing with Callisto Protocol because they were being published by Krafton. And I don't know. I don't know what happened with that game. I don't know if it was publishing issues or like producer issues or something like that. But you remember how Callisto Protocol went. Like, it was not a good game.
Yeah.
It was a huge disappointment, which is unfortunate. But it came out in the worst possible timing, which was like a couple months before the Dead Space remake.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I completely agree.
And the Dead Space remake was actually really, really good. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the news. We do it, even though there was probably a bunch more shit that happened a couple weeks ago. But yeah, like I said, I didn't pin jack shit. But anyways, are you excited for anything coming up?
Excited.
Wolverine
game. I mean, I don't know when it's coming out. I think next year.
Yeah. I think they said either next year or 2026, something like that.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 2025. They never actually said like it is happening that date. But no, wait. I think they did say 2025 on the thing.
There was that leak that happened.
Yeah.
But
so that's probably the one thing I know I'm excited about. Damn, there's definitely. I mean, Black Ops 6 is. It's. I don't want to say excited because I'm not like.
Or are you
jonesing to play it?
Interested in stuff. I think is a better terminology.
Yeah, I'm somewhat interested in Black Ops 6. I don't know. I don't think there's really anything. What about you?
There is a game that I believe is coming out pretty soon. Well, there's the there's the Dead Rising remake or remaster, whatever the fuck it is. That's coming. Okay. That's coming out, I believe, next month. And of course, Black Myth Wukong comes out in a week, I believe. Yep. No, it comes out in fucking 3 days. Shit. Yeah, it comes out on Monday. But yeah, Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. I mean, the other stuff, obviously, you know, Monster Hunter Wilds, Doom, Dark Ages, Indiana Jones. I'm kind of excited for the Epic Mickey game. Looks kind of nice. Because I never played the Epic Mickey games, and I hear they're always good. Yeah, that's basically it. Oh, movie. There's a movie I want to go see. It came out. I think it's coming out tomorrow. Alien Romulus.
Oh, I did like Prometheus.
Prometheus was good at the beginning, and then the fucking third act just fucking loses its shit.
Really? I thought it was good through and through.
Yeah, because the jockey gets up and smacks Wayland Yutani with his skull. Or Wayland.
I like that movie, so I guess this might be good. I was surprised too because I really didn't think I was gonna enjoy an Alien movie. I never really cared about them before, but Prometheus was good.
I should really watch all the Alien movies again. Funny enough, I think David Fincher's first movie is it Alien Resurrection?
Which one?
I believe Alien Resurrection is the... No, actually, I think it might be Alien 3. Hold on. Because Alien Resurrection is the one with Sigourney Weaver as not Sigourney Weaver. Or not as Ripley. Well, technically as Ripley, but she's like a clone. But David Fincher, when he was starting out, his first movie was, I believe, Alien. Hold on, let me try to find this out. Alien 3 was his first movie. And that was not a good Alien movie either.
Yeah, I don't know these.
Yeah, after Aliens, the Alien movies like kind of went on like a drop. And then like you had Alien Resurrection, which was the fourth movie. Then I believe it was the AVP movies. And then I think they took a bit of a break for a bit. Yeah, they took a break because Prometheus came out in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, because like Alien Resurrection, the fourth movie, was 1997. And then after Prometheus, it was Alien Covenant, which was pretty okay. The only person that stole the show was Michael Fassbender, because obviously. And then yeah, Alien Romulus is the new one. So I'm interested to see it. I want that popcorn bucket.
Ew. I want the Wolverine one.
The one with his mouth open.
There's another version that I'd rather have, but either one would be fine.
Okay. Whatever you want, bro. Go see Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go see it in theaters,
bitch.
but I will see it when it comes to.
Oh shit! 4K version of Aliens is $25. Sorry, you were saying?
I'm not saying shit, man.
Okay.
I was just saying. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I was saying something. Nothing of matter. Doesn't matter.
All right, that's it. All right, so Choncha will be back with streaming. Maybe, hopefully, I can fucking beat this fucking Elden Ring bullshit. We'll see.
Elder Ring.
Elden Ring.
LD Wing.
LD Wing. The bedrizzing all over the widowing.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, bye.